Get out your phones. Don't look at your phones. Return the WhatsApps later. You can check all that. We got a gentleman here that most of you know, JJ Oswald from Hustle. By the way, I like the name Hustle, a little hustle muscle. JJ's coming out, and he's gonna share with you updates on our app and how you can successfully use the app to leverage technology to help you build an amazing business here in Three. Please put your hands together for Mr. JJ Oswald.
Well, it is so good to be with all of you. We've got some exciting updates, and I'm excited to be able to share a few things related to the THREE app. All of you have the THREE app? Okay. Hopefully today you'll leave with a better understanding of what it is and some best practices as you're using it. So our company has served the direct selling industry for more than 30 years, and we currently work with over 100 different companies within the space. So we have kind of like a bird's eye view of what's happening within the channel and what's working. And one of the things that I will say that I'm seeing is that companies that are leveraging technology in what I call a high-tech, high-touch approach are succeeding. We're seeing growth amongst those companies. So I'm going to share with you 2 or 3 key takeaways that I hope that you guys can implement within your own teams, within your own business, that you could when you're using the THREE app on the day-to-day basis. And so I'm looking forward to being able to show those to you. So quick little overview when we talk about what the THREE app is. The THREE app is going to help you support training and onboarding as you bring on new people. The second objective that we want to help you with is to help you share and enroll effectively. I'm going to spend quite a bit of time today in an actual live demo showing you some best practices as it pertains to sharing content. There's also a feature that we call Pulse that helps you manage your customers, manage your team members. This is probably the most overlooked feature within our platform, a great way for you to be able to retain your customers longer and to reactivate inactive customers. If there's some time today at the end, I'm going to quickly show you that feature and make sure you're up to speed. Also, for you guys to be able to get access quickly to your back office, there's a quick button there that you can get access to the reports, kind of see your volume, the data that you need to see on the go. We also use the app to receive important communications and alerts, make sure that your notifications are turned on to be able to leverage the THREE app effectively. And there's also a calendar of events inside of the app itself. So the goal here with the THREE app is to be able to have this serve for you as a way to be able to run your business on the go all in one place, okay? So let's look and talk about what I call a high-tech, high-touch approach. This is a people business. Would you all agree that this is a people business? This is a people business. So in order for you guys to be able to really leverage the app effectively, we want to empower you to maintain that connection with people and leverage the power of relationship marketing, okay? And we're going to use technology as you do that. On the left side, you'll see that as a brand partner, the focus here is we want to empower you to share what I call a one-to-one share. What that means is I'm going to connect with a potential customer, I'm going to connect with a potential team member, and we want to allow you guys to be able to share effectively with the goal of a new order or an enrollment that happens, right? Additionally, there's a lot of features within the app that will also support on the right side what we call a one-to-many share method, sharing through social media channels like Instagram, Facebook, and other platforms. What I would say is the most important, if you ask me, JJ, the companies that you work with the most that are really seeing a lot of growth right now, they're leveraging what you see on the left there, where a brand partner is reaching out to a potential customer with a goal of, again, an order or enrollment that happens, and doing it with what I call a high-tech, high-touch approach. So if you guys were to say, if you were to ask me, focus on one thing, JJ, what would that be? That would be getting really familiar with that process and teaching your team to do the same. Moving over, I also want to just quickly highlight what I call a share flow to enrollment experience. What that means is you guys are going to use the app to reach out to a potential customer, doing what I would use like a little video, where you guys can just grab a quick little video and share it to a contact. That's the first step of using the THREE app. What that will then lead to is usually some type of Zoom or an in-person presentation will take place. So that would be either virtually through a Zoom presentation, or you're connecting one-on-one with somebody, maybe like a coffee shop. Then the follow-up and the enrollment would happen after that. So our app is to help you facilitate this process. So let's now transition into a live demo. Let me see if I can get my phone out here. And let's see if we can get the screen to populate here. There we go. So logging into the THREE app, for those of you that are new to this, you're going to log in using the same username and password from your back office, okay? As you do this, a couple best practices and tips as you're using the app. The first thing I want to highlight is what I call a pull to refresh. So pull to refresh is going to simply pull down the screen, we're going to let go, and we're going to make sure that we have all of the updated content right there. As you can see here, there's a variety of different shareables that are here. Everything from your videos, all of your website links are found here, your PDFs, all types of great content right at your fingertips. Let's give a quick applause for the incredible marketing department here at THREE. Isn't it amazing to see what they're empowering you with? So now that we have all this content here, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to share what I call a high-tech, high-touch share method. I'm going to grab the little video that I want to share. I'm going to come down and I'm going to tap share right here. High tech, high touch would mean I'm going to connect with somebody both before and after I share information with them. We don't want to use this app to just simply blast to people without that connection. Again, this is a people business, so we want to make sure that we're connecting with them before we actually share. A couple things I want to point out at this step. One of the real value adds of this technology is it allows you to know when your contact clicks on the link, it'll actually notify you and it'll actually tell you what percentage, in this case, if I'm sending a video, it'll actually tell you what amount of the video that they watch. How many of you enjoy that feature of knowing when they click? See, I can see a lot of you here in the audience. So I'm going to point out the second share method there where it says send to a contact, you will get notified when it's viewed. That's the one, if I was building the business on a day-to-day basis, that's what I would be doing daily within the app. If you scroll down to the second share, or the last share method at the bottom, where it says copy link, this is just a simple copy link, and it will not track if they watched it, okay? So a lot of people think, oh, I'll just quickly copy the link and send it to my contact. In my opinion, you're missing out on what I would be using this app on a daily basis for. So let's go to send to a contact, the second method. It's going to sync my contacts right here, and I'm going to search for the individual that I'm going to send it to. You can add a contact right on the fly if you want. This will then pull up the contact information for this person. I do want to point out, texting, emailing, many of you are using WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, direct message, Instagram. All of those share methods are available to you. Also, if you do not have a contact information for that person, like a phone number or email, you can still share through direct message Instagram, through Facebook Messenger, through LinkedIn, any of those channels. As long as you create a contact in the THREE app, you can create a trackable link. That's the bottom share method at the bottom where it says copy link. That is trackable for this contact. So I can just copy and share through any of those channels that I want to. Does that make sense? So we're going to actually send it through a text. This is going to come to this step where it's going to allow me to come in and add my little message. Hey, this is the video I told you about, and I'm going to click send. This is now going to create the message and provides me the trackable link that we have available for that person. This now tells me that I successfully shared the link. That right there, guys, is what we want you guys mastering, the process of just quick, easy share a trackable link. We work with a company that's doing over $500 million a year in revenue. They're currently growing at a 20% pace. The CEO of that company measures that data that I just showed you from those steps right there of just quickly one-to-one shares and what's happening within their business. It's one of the most important KPIs for that company. What does that mean for you and your business? You guys should be doing the same thing. And one of the things that I would recommend, and I'm going to show you now that I just sent that to a potential customer, let's now drill down and see what it looks like for the person receiving it. So this is the recipient, your potential customer team member that just received the message. They're going to click on the link, they're going to view the message, and as they click on the link, they're going to be taken to a little presentation player here. You'll notice, do you see that notification alert that just came in? That's the real value here. How many of you have heard from top leaders on stages like this over the years? The fortune is in the what? The follow-up. So we are going to help you using the THREE app to effectively follow up with your contacts in a timely manner. So the fortune's in the follow-up. Now they're taken here, they're going to watch the video, they're going to see exactly what you wanted to to send them. Let the videos do the storytelling for you. You do not have to be an expert. You don't have to know all the things about the compensation plan or all the research and science. You got to remember, as you're sharing information with others, people are going to be asking themselves, can I do what that person just did? If this looks complex, if it looks hard, if it looks like you're somebody that knows all, then you're not what I call duplicatable. This is duplicatable when you do this, okay? So this is what I want you guys to really focus on. Again, this behavior that I just showed you of grab a shareable link. In this case, it was a video. I get notified when they click on the link. I'm prompted to follow up. This is something, if I was you building the business and I enrolled somebody for the very first time, the first thing I would do is say, get the app, log in, it's free, download the app, and send me a video as your upline. Did you get the notification alert? Did you see how simple that was? Okay, let's go reach out to your contacts. Does that make sense? So I would be doing that with every new person I enrolled. I would be teaching them this duplication process. So is that simple? Is that easy? That's one of the key things I want to have you guys leaving here, really kind of doubling down on this simple process of sharing a video, following up, and teaching your team to do the same. One other important update that we are excited to announce, we've got a variety of new features that we will be launching here in the near future. We have a free version and an upgraded version of the THREE app. The free version has all the bells and whistles that I just showed you, the media sharing, the contact follow-up, everything that I showed you today. We did move the vaults feature from the pro or upgraded version to the free version. So what vaults is, how many of you use a platform called Boards? Are you guys familiar with Boards? Similar to Boards, we created a feature called Vaults that allows you to create content, what we call user-generated content or leader-led content. This is something that you guys can add your own content to and share directly through the app with your team members, okay? This is no longer a paid experience. All of your organization can have access to this feature for free. What we're wanting to do here is create a lot more duplication and activity using this feature as well. This is a place, again, as you drill down into the content, I can click on the content. It will show me the different folders that I'm looking for. And this is, again, the real power of this is allowing you guys to be able to share content and user-generated or team-specific content that you add into the app and then share it with your team. Make sense? So that's what Vaults is, and I want to announce that it's no longer upgraded feature. It's actually now free. Is that exciting? Now, finally, the last feature I want to quickly highlight is what we call Pulse. So now I'm growing my organization. I've got a bunch of customers and team members. This feature called Pulse is going to give you insights into important updates related to your customers and your team members. So as you can see on this Pulse dashboard, it's going to tell me who are the upcoming Smart Ship orders that I have within the next 7 days. What first orders or first-time customer orders have taken place within my organization. Also, a list of both active and inactive customers is right here at my fingertips. So we built Pulse with the objective of two things. Primarily, the first time we built this was to say, how do we help retain customers longer? And how do we improve that connection with you guys that are building the business with your customers? So that's why we built Pulse, is to improve overall retention. Second, one of the side benefits that we didn't realize would happen was the reactivation of inactive customers. So I'm going to show you how to use Pulse to support your customers. So number one, I can click on this Smart Ship. I can see these are the upcoming auto ships that I have for my personally enrolled people. I can click on one of those individuals. I can see exactly what they ordered. And again, I don't have to manually add this. This is imported directly from your back office, okay? I can see exactly what they ordered, the volume, the shipping, all the details are right there. And then the power is right here in the follow-up. I can tap follow up now. A pre-written message is here. And then I can go ahead and say, hey, I noticed you ordered this product. Here's a little video that will tell you more about what you ordered this month. A great way for you to be able to stay in touch with your contacts and maintain that connection again. So this is, again, inside of Pulse, we're looking at the first category called Smart Ship. Two other categories I want to just quickly highlight as I end. The active customer list is going to show you a complete history of all of your current customers that you have right there. They're broken down into 3 different subcategories that you can see based upon how frequently they order. And then finally, we have an inactive category. As you launch new products, as you launch new flavors, as you launch new promotions and things like that, this area of the app is a fantastic way for you to be able to go back and say, okay, these people have not ordered in more than 90 days. This is a great, warm list of people that I should be reaching out to. I can click on the contact. I can see that this person's ordered 3 different times, but they haven't placed an order since April. Great way for me to be able to reach back out and say, hey, there's a new product or a new promotion happening. I can see all the order details. I can drill down into those. I can see order behaviors and patterns all right here, and then make recommendations by tapping follow up now. So guys, remember, as you're using the 3 app, use the tool to create duplication, high tech, high touch. Use the new Vaults feature that's now a way for you to be able to better communicate and support your team. It's free now instead of in the upgraded version. And use Pulse to help you better manage your customers and team members with important insights and updates. And again, we're grateful for the opportunity to be able to work with this amazing company, this amazing community, and hope you enjoy using the 3 app to build your business. Thank you.
Give JJ a big hand. Guys, the app, it's a tool. You guys want to build a massive business, you got to figure out how to get leverage. By the way, even some of the top leadership, they're still like, how do I get leverage? You look at people and you go, I'll tell you one way you get leverage through other people's energy and efforts. You also get leverage through technology. Make sure you're using Hustle. Make sure you're using our 3 app. And I want you to give JJ a big hand. Fantastic. Guys, we're going to have dozens of speakers today. When I was putting together this agenda, I wanted to do something completely different. Most of the time at our big 3 events, you hear from our top leadership, and they do an amazing job, and they throw their heart and soul into it, and they speak with both their head and their heart. And I can't thank our leadership enough, but I wanted to get some people on the 3 stage that aren't necessarily speakers, aren't necessarily people with a ton of speaking experience. So you're gonna hear from men and women today of all different backgrounds, all different faiths, all different ages, all different experiences growing up, but they're coming here to the 3 stage and they're gonna give it their all today. And you're gonna hear dozens of them speak and give it their all. I want you to put your hands together for our first speaker. She hails from the great state of Iowa. She's an incredible leader. Please put your hands together for Sarah Farnsworth.
Wow, how powerful to be in this room with all of you. The dreams, goals, visions, the impact that we are making, the legacies that we're creating for our families. You guys, we have everything we need here at 3. A brilliant CEO with the biggest heart that is so committed to us. Corporate, supporting us every way. Dr. Dan and that scientific advisory board, how lucky are we? And the products. All of you are a walking testament to what those do. They're innovative, truly unique, and they're bringing results and hope to the world. The rest is up to us. Where we are now today and where we want to be lies in what we do each and every single day. John Maxwell once said, it doesn't matter how much talent you have, how many opportunities you receive. If you want to grow, consistency is key. We all want momentum, right? Right? We know that consistency is the vehicle that makes that happen. So the question is, how do we show up consistently in our business? There's a thing called life, and there's a lot of obstacles that get in our way of showing up to our business consistently. Like many of you, I am a busy mom. I have kids in all the activities, church, ministry, all the things, my aging parents who've had some pretty significant health problems in the last few years. So I'm juggling life, but I've made a commitment to move forward regardless. I had to get really honest with myself and look at what was preventing me from being consistent and showing up consistently. I had to make a decision, a commitment to show up regardless of what life tossed at me. Life is gonna throw us really hard curveballs. It might be our best team members decide this isn't for them. Our family or friends that are closest to us don't even take our products. Regardless of what life gives us, we refuse to stop and show that our dreams are worth fighting for. I believe the people in this business that have the most success don't have easier lives. They've made a commitment to show up regardless. When we can stay constant and steady during the worst things that life gives us, we show other people what we're about. I also had to get really honest with myself about the lack of systems or discipline that I had in my life and figure out a way to show up. As a busy mom, that means getting up early, staying up late, saying no to a lot of things, doing Zoom calls while I'm waiting for one kid and getting the other one somewhere else. I had to find those tools, the amazing AI, or the amazing tool that we have from all the app, all the things we have from home office. I'm grateful to be a part of a team who has established systems that I can plug into. This is an example, or a simplified example, of a worksheet that I've been using this summer that's helped me show up and execute. Holly DeMott and Alicia Clevenger challenged us this summer to finding ways to stay consistent. I was doing many of these things in my business, and I knew what those income-producing activities were, but this is something that keeps me dialed in and focused on that roadmap and what keeps moving me forward. Those systems that I've put into place, the accountability that we choose to bring in to help us show up more consistently, along with that repeated decision, is what makes us move forward. So my challenge to all of you today, leave here so fired up, so inspired and ready to dream, but leave committed to taking consistent action, to showing up day after day, regardless of what life throws at you, because everything that you want is on the other side of consistency. Thanks all.
From Jacksonville, Florida. I want to say this. I was at a regional recently in Jacksonville. By the way, I thought Jacksonville was hot. Holy Las Vegas. What idiot planned a convention? There's like a mirror right here. Hello? 114, 15 degrees. Whew. Unbelievable. I'm sweating like Chris Hardy being honest with a golf scorecard. Anyways, our next speaker has a heart of gold. I was at a regional in Jacksonville, and Lisa got up. She really touched my heart. She said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm nervous. I want to do my best. I came prepared, but I've never, ever spoken in front of a group. And man, to see Lisa backstage now, I said, Lisa, I want you to own it. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, I will. Welcome to the Three stage from Jacksonville, Lisa Brannon.
I want to share with you today that the person you see standing here is not the same person I was 3 years ago. Okay, so in January, I hit a new level, the rank of 3-star pro. In order to do that, I had to go through a path. When I started 3 years ago, I had the heart, I had the desire, but I did not have the identity. And my path changed when I started with my vision. I would put roadmaps to where I wanted to go everywhere. On my bathroom mirror, on my bedside table, in my car, on my refrigerator, everywhere that I could be reminded where I was headed. And I plugged into personal development, and that's what grew me. I had mentors that led me and guided me every step of the way. So what you focus on expands. And then I got really close to those mentors every step of the way. I didn't have the belief. I had to borrow their belief until I built my own. So I went to every training. I showed up to every meeting, not just in person, but also online. Everywhere they were, I wanted to be. I craved it. Their energy, their belief, their vision was something I needed. And I knew I needed that to grow. And eventually, I built enough to start showing up for myself and for others. So I borrowed their belief until I built my own. And what I want to say for you is we get in comparison mode. When you start, you're in chapter 1. But people that are reading, let's say the same book that you're reading, they started before you. They're already in chapter 12. You can't compare where you are in chapter 1 to their chapter 12. They've already gone through the trials, the tribulations, all those paths ahead of you. But you can stop comparing and start studying because they have a path that has already been successful, and therefore you can follow that success. So when you want to achieve something, you study the people that have gone before you instead of comparing yourself. And that's what changed everything for me. I knew if they could do it, if they had that vision, that belief, that I could do it too. Yes, I listened to mentors in my car. I turned my car into the classroom and listened over and over again. Can you speed up the process? Yes, you can do it more often, right? So I started with a clear vision. I started studying successful people, and most importantly, I showed up and took action. Because confidence is not built by waiting, it's built by showing up and taking action, because you don't know what you don't know until you get into action. And you can't judge yourself for that. From where you are, you study and you keep going. And that's what changed for me. So my hope for you is that when we meet again, you are not the same person you are today.
love seeing people grow. Honestly, it's my fuel. I've said this over and over. I love challenging people. I love seeing people grow, but I'll say this about Lisa. She takes what she does serious. She prepares, she studies, she gets close to the fire. And Lisa, I take my hat off to you. Amazing, amazing job. Our next speaker is from California. Cindy holds a special place in my heart. She has an organization, her and her husband Mike, for years called Maddox Kids. And we're gonna be talking about Love 3 later with an amazing update on Love 3. But Cindy, for years, has brought kids out to her ranch, and she's done an amazing job. But I wanna talk about what's happened on these products to Cindy Maddox. She has changed her life. She does not look like the same person. She's not the same person here, but she's also not the same person physically. She looks incredible. Every time I see her, she looks younger. I can see her just strutting out here saying, "Sexy, don't take a day off." Please welcome to the Three stage, my dear friend from California, Cindy Maddox.
I think I'm missing one slide, but we'll find it. That's my slide. That's probably one of the most important things in my life. Daniel Piku didn't realize in January the 10th, that he was going to change the course of my life. Seriously. I know that for the last 50 years, you guys, and the reason why I know it's 50 years, because my beautiful daughter, who just turned 50 about 5-6 months ago, I had gained 64 pounds when I was pregnant with her. And I have struggled with weight for over 50 years because I did every diet, hundreds of thousands of dollars that I had spent, other companies' products that I thought was going to change my life forever. And I did the yo-yo thing like most of you guys have struggled with, but didn't realize that I have to let you know I gained over that 60 pounds, and I've lost 45, so part of that baby weight is gone. It's gone, okay? So when you look up there, you guys, you see a life that, you know, you think about. I looked at that picture up there. My husband and I, Michael, we have a beautiful ranch. We share it with everybody. We share it with everybody because everybody deserves to have all of their dreams and hopes come true. And I believed when I was a young little girl, I didn't get to go to church camp. I didn't get to do all the things my friends would come home from summer and say all the fun they had. So I went out and decided I was going to create my own, okay? We have a 400-acre ranch. We've had thousands and thousands of children on Camp Maddox. We've also had Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and Campfire. And we have given kind of our life's journey to helping our community. And I believe that for the very first time in my life, you guys, that I am so confident about a product that is so life-changing that I could not stop sharing this with anybody and everybody. And the reason why is because every single day you're gonna run into a Cindy Maddox. You're gonna run into that woman who got up in the morning and prayed that if God would just let her lose weight one time, she'd never gain it back. Every day, that same prayer. And then I didn't realize that I had a metabolic reset that was gonna happen with this little bottle called GLP-3. Didn't know a lot about the GLP-1, and I started learning in January 10th. I would have been up here with a walker and a cane, yes. They say miracles do happen. I showed up in January, and I did have the fattest feet in the room. And because of that, you guys, I realized that we have a product that in the first 3 days, after getting home, my feet were normal. I had to show them off to everybody. I had literally, for the very first time in my life, had no food. My checked to make sure, because I am so blessed. Children live next door. My grandchildren, apple of her papa's eye, who's riding and driving those tractors that you see right there, you know, is our why. And I think that a lot of people right now have gone for so long believing that nothing can help save them because they've tried it all. I guarantee you, if you go back and you let them know about this little tiny bottle of drops, that it can change the course of their life. Because I literally had, like I said, I've lost 45 pounds. I'm on a journey, and like he said, you're not gonna lose a lot of weight sometimes right in the beginning, but make sure that when you go back to wherever it is that you're sharing this story with people, you guys, don't be quiet. People are out there begging every single day for that little bottle of hope. This is my little bottle of hope. Those miracle drops that I told Dan about, they've just been a miracle to me. But I've been blessed to be able to have good people in my life, a good family. Mike and I will be married 51 years next month, and I can't tell you that he had to struggle with me. And for any of you women out there that had a man support you, God bless them, because there are a lot of men who walk away, and I was truly blessed to have one that stayed. So I want to thank you all. Go share your GLP-3.
Give Cindy a big hand. That was awesome. And I love that she came out here with the little miracle bottle, guys. I'm serious. Unbelievable. Give Cindy a big hand. Woo! By the way, I don't know what's happened in the last 5 minutes, but I have woken up. Y'all are in trouble. I got my second win. Woo! By the way, when I say we went out last night, we just took a party bus out. We gave everybody some money so they could go play some blackjack. Then we went to Delmonico's Steakhouse, rented a private room for the VIPs. Then we decided to go over to Encore Beach Club, get some bottle service right there. I accidentally went in the pool. Jared Richards accidentally went in the pool. I say accidentally. They have like lifeguards there at like midnight. You. I was like, I'm spending thousands of dollars for a bottle that costs $42. Chill. You. I was like, a second time I didn't do anything. I always get blamed for stuff I didn't do. We had a blast, but I just got my second win. I'm ready to go. This gal that I'm gonna bring on stage stole my money last night. I'm not joking. She's back there laughing about it. We were flipping quarters. And I know for those of you that are like, what? These guys are degenerates. I'm in Las Vegas, sorry. So we had fun at dinner last night. I come to find out her and her family can use the money. It's a blessing. I'm trying to get it back. She's not giving it to me. I say that to say she's incredible. She's doing an amazing job. She's out enrolling people. She's out sharing Three on a daily basis. She's an absolute rock star. I'm not gonna say future rock star because she's a rock star today. Please put your hands together for none other than Lana Villi.
I did take his money fair and square, by the way. And I do have the lucky penny that I am keeping. So it was a fun VIP night. All right, you guys, I am Linnea. Hi, guys. So when I got asked to speak on stage, I was kind of like, oh, shit. They're giving me a microphone? Because it was like 2 to 3 months into the business, right? Didn't know them. Not a clue. I had many people say, they're giving you a microphone? And I was like, I know. And then he told me I was talking about strong posture. In strong posture, I was like, oh, that's totally me, because not like slouching, but strong posture in the business. And with me, I don't really have to work the business. I actually believe in myself before others believe in myself when I came to have these products. And I simply share my story. So I had some people be like, you're doing what? Well, yeah, I'm doing a thing. And you know what? That thing also helps this 48-year-old Nana crawl on the ground with my 10-month-old granddaughter now. I couldn't do that with my 8 and 9-year-old grandsons. So I've lost, I think it's like 13, 14 pounds, tons of inches. But for me, having strong posture in the business is I just share my story. I'm gonna have the conversations with people. I do not sugarcoat anything. I am not going to beg anyone, and I am not going to chase anyone. That is not how I roll. They know that I am not going to beg them. I am not going to, waste my time because there's other people that want to be helped. And the more no's I get, and I'm telling you, I get a lot of no's because I'm constantly talking to people. But the more no's I get, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. Like, it literally fires me up more. So I do really, really enjoy no's. I like yeses better, but I do like no's. I was gonna talk a little bit, hi guys. See, now I'm like, actually, you guys aren't naked, by the way. Sorry. Everyone's like, oh, look out there, and they're just pretend they're naked. Yeah, you guys have clothes on. And I really wanted to say is, like I said, I'm a 48-year-old Nana, mom, wife, bartender of 30 years. And if I can do this, like little old me, talks normal, I do not take the best pictures, I do not do the great videos, like all the things, is just proof that people can do this. And the more honest and blunt and truthful you are with people, you can do this too, like straight up. And if you don't have an answer of something, I don't claim to, and I tell them that. I'm straight up. Sorry, of course. I'm straight up. I'm like, you know what? I don't know the Dr. Dan language, so I'll help them, connect them with someone else that does. So they're like, oh, how does this work? Oh, not quite sure, but I know someone who does know. So you don't have to know it all, and you don't have to have your feelings hurt when people say no to you. You need to have that burn fire inside you because there's someone else that wants to be helped. Like, okay, tell me now. Yep. And you know what? They're still watching you. And if you're consistently sharing your story, people are going to come to you. So I'm a product of the product. I don't talk about anything I do not take. I only talk about things that I do take. And you know what? Most of my enrollments is everything that I take on a daily basis. So thank you, guys. I think that's about it. I survived. Woo!
Vegas. I cannot win. I'm not kidding, it was heads. I was like, I'm gonna lose this. She thought she lost, by the way. She's like, I think it's tails, it was heads, I'll always be honest. So now she has more of my money. Give Linnea a big hand, please. Seriously. I like authenticity, I like real. I like raw, I respect it. I do. And I like, my favorite 30 seconds when she tells people I don't have the answer, but I'll find it. I'll connect them to the person that has it. You know the power in that? You want to talk about one of the easiest ways to get one of your prospects on the phone with one of your upline leaders? Say, I don't know. And when you say, I don't know, there's power in that because then you can make the connection to your upline leader that does know. Please give Linnea a big hand. Our next speaker hails from Iowa, the great state of Iowa. She's a dentist by profession. Dr. Jessica Lawson does an amazing job, and I am proud to watch what she's done over the last short period in building a Three business. I want to welcome her to the stage, and I will say this, she is a current rock star as well. Not just a future rock star, but a current rock star. She's qualified for multiple trips. She always shows up at the big events. She always plugs into everything that the teams are doing in Iowa and other states. I'm super proud to be able to work with Dr. Jessica Lawson. Please welcome her to the Three stage.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the country, and I am so happy to be here, and let me just say, I love what I do, whether it's treating patients, being part of this Three family, and everything the Clinical Advisory Board said today, I'm gonna piggyback off of that, because that's why I'm part of this organization. We need better in our healthcare system. I practice proactive health, not reactive. I'm a healer, not a treater. I want wellness, not disease. And we need to get back to that curriculum that the doctor spoke about that we had in our schools 100 years ago, okay? So primarily my practice is dental sleep medicine. So I see the sickest of the sick kids. It is a tragedy. We need more. I do a lot of integrative wellness and health too, and I decided to partner with Three about 3 years ago because I started experiencing some of my own health issues. 40-year-old woman, now 45, all the typical brain fog, lack of energy. I have autoimmune, it kicked in big time to the extent where I was dropping my handpiece. And the career that I've worked so hard for and I love with all my heart was on the fritz. I didn't know what I was going to do. I ended up having a medically necessary hysterectomy, and I would fall asleep at the wheel. I have 4 children. I was afraid I was gonna kill one of them or myself, and I wasn't healthy. I had lunch with a current business or a BA, and she said, I've got the right product line for you. She knew I wanted to reject some of the traditional pharmaceuticals because of all of the side effects. I didn't want to be on them forever. And I thank God that Steph Mohan and I had lunch that day because I haven't looked back. I've brought him into my household. I can stay awake on the couch and have a conversation with my kids. I can stay awake for prayer. I have mental clarity all day, 10-hour days with my patients and in surgery. I brought these products into my practice because I place implants, I do surgeries, and that is standard of care internationally, is to drive down the metabolic disease. For more efficient, more effective healing, the best options for the world in healthcare. And I love the collagen. I treat a lot of TMD and airway, as I said, bringing inflammation down in the airways, helping them sleep better, have more energy, be present for their families. And I can't say enough. I thank all of you. You are some of my best friends, my idols, my mentors, and it's so fun to be surrounded by people who have the same desires, same passions, same goals as me. And my husband would tell you I'm never happier than when I'm with this crew, traveling, seeing the world. It's giving me my life back. And not only time, because I'm more present, like I said, the brain fog is extremely minimal. I can have those good quality conversations with my kids and hear them and look them eye to eye instead of crashing and being exhausted every night. But also I'm present, I can go on trips with them. I don't feel the guilt when I close my solo practice anymore for a week. I can get away with them, I can enjoy them. They see that I love what I do, and so it gives me hope for their future too, instead of seeing me be an exhausted mama of 4. So thank you, take the time.
To the point, boom. By the way, I want to thank all our medical professionals around the world. That's dentists, that's chiropractors, that's naturopaths, that's medical doctors, that's surgeons. Anybody that's a part of Three, I want to thank you. Dr. Lawson is part of that amazing community. You know what that says to me? Two things. It says, number one, our science is incredible because people that are medical professionals believe in what we're doing. That's number one. Number two, it says to me that they trust us enough as a community, as a brand, to share it with their patients and other people. That is not lost to me. That's an incredible thing. Please put your hands together for Dr. Jessica Lawson. Woo! Next up, she hails from right outside of Austin, Texas. Yeah! And her husband's one of the guilty parties from last night because they qualified for the VIP. And I knew we were in trouble about 20 minutes into the trip on the party bus. Jared Richards, you're on my bad list. I'm so proud of Lauren. She's dropped 42 lbs. Those are pounds. 42 pounds. GLP's been a miracle for her. And I don't want to steal her thunder, but Lauren, I got to share this with everybody. She was telling us last night at dinner, somebody reached out and said, do you microdose GLP? She said, are you crazy? I macrodose GLP. Please welcome to the stage an amazing friend and amazing leader, Mrs. Lauren Richards.
I've had people come up to me and say, oh my gosh, you look like a whole different person or half a person or almost unrecognizable. But I'm so excited to be here. And if you ever get a chance to go on a VIP trip with your CEO and stay out till 2 o'clock in the morning, do it. Because it was an absolute blast. We had so much fun. And even though I've only had 3.5 hours of sleep, I'm here and I'm running on so much kinetic that I'm buzzing like a cheap speaker right now. But I'm so excited, guys. Raise your hand if you have ever tried to give your family everything, but actually turned into giving them less of yourself. Okay, that's because we are led to believe that success is bigger houses and bigger paychecks and fancier cars and things that don't really matter. And somewhere along the way, I realized that I didn't want that life, that I wanted to be a more present mom. All I ever wanted to be was just with my kids. And that might sound crazy because I don't know if you know my story, but I also have a background in healthcare. And 10 years ago, I walked away from healthcare. And I just wanted something that was gonna allow me to stay home with my kids. And you might know my story, but what you don't know about my story is that my husband, who's on the back row, was a high school football coach for over 20 years. And up until 8 years ago, my children had never played a single extracurricular activity, never done sports. They didn't do little dribblers. They didn't play t-ball. Because my husband was a high school football coach in Texas, and that's literally like a religion there. And he worked 100 hours a week, 7 days a week. And he is trying to give everything to this career that he's passionate about, but he's actually giving less of himself to us and to his family and to his kids. So because he was never home, and I'm basically alone a lot of the times, and I'm unable scheduling-wise to take my children to these activities, and it's not because they didn't want to play t-ball. They wanted to be there, but we couldn't divide and conquer the way we needed to. And so a lot of people will be like, how did Three change your family dynamic? Three gave me the opportunity to make more income so that I could bring my husband home from the coaching world. So now that he can be a more present dad, which is all I ever wanted, was to be a present mom, and now he gets to be a present dad. And so he has not been a football coach anymore for the last 5 years. And he's still a teacher, don't get me wrong, because I need somebody to take my kids to school because I'm not waking up to do it. So he still takes the kiddos to school every single day. He gets to enjoy his time with them. He gets to coach them in all their sports now. And I don't know if y'all understand what it's like to be able to pour into hundreds of athletes and give those hours and your time and encouragement to someone else's kids, but not be able to do that for your own. And so this industry has been like an awakening And people will ask him all the time, do you miss coaching? And he's like, not a single bit. He's like, I wish I would have got out sooner because I'm in loving every single second of being with my kids. And so Daniel and I trade messages back and forth sometimes, and he'll just check in on me. And I'll respond with, I'm just living unapologetically in my sports mama life. Because what you see today is not what you saw 10 years ago when I started this industry. I build in the nooks and crannies now. And I will be the first person to say that people are inconsistent in this industry and they use a lot of excuses, but I build around my excuses. We can all say we have kids, but you have to figure out a way to build around them. And I 100% will do that with being at my kids' sporting events, okay? My kids are not gonna remember that I was in the stands working on a post, working in marketing. They're not gonna remember if I was on a Zoom in the middle of their game. You know what they're gonna remember? That I was there, that I was in the stands. And that is 100% all that matters to them. I recently was in the kitchen taking all my products, and it's summer, so my kids are home. And my son said, Mom, do you actually make the 3 products that we take? And I said, no, buddy. He said, so what do? Just tell people about them, and then you make money because you told people? And I said, yeah, something similar. I refer people, and then I get a commission. He said, well, can I help you tell the whole world so we can get a pool? And I said, yeah, buddy, you can help me spread the mission worldwide. And while a pool might sound like another one of those monetary things, to me, it's memories that they're gonna make with their friends. It's moments that you can't get back. And so you can bet your bottom dollar that a pool is on my bucket list, on my vision board, on my goals, right? Because I wanna give that to my kiddos. And so this business didn't just help me financially. This business gave me an opportunity to steward my time differently because God called me to be a mom. And I want to give my kids the availability. So in preparation for this event, we were riding to a practice, and I asked my kids, I told them what my topic was, and how this industry, how this business, how Three has changed my family dynamic. And I said, what do you feel like this business, Three, has done for us as a family? And my 6-year-old daughter said, Three products keep us energized and healthy. And my 10-year-old son said, Three allows us to travel and have fun. And my 13-year-old said, Three makes you available to us and lets you buy my Sheen cart. My kids notice that I'm the mom that is in the stands, and that I'm at the volleyball tournaments, and that I'm at the basketball tournaments. They notice that I'm the one who's on all the field trips. They notice that I'm the one that doesn't have to ask my boss if I can take off. They notice when they forget something at school and they text me that I can just run up there because I'm home, working from home. And honestly, I get super emotional because at the end of my life, if they stand around and say, Mom and Dad were there, you know, they're not gonna remember what rank I was. They're not gonna remember how much money I made. People always in this industry are like, oh, I'm a 7-figure earner. I've made this many millions of dollars. My kids don't care about that. I mean, maybe temporarily, you know, they might want the Sheen cart. But at the end of my life, I hope they say that Mom and Dad were there, because if they do, then every sacrifice that I ever made will 100% be worth it. And I did sacrifice. A lot of people think that when you hit a certain rank or you make a certain amount of money that things are just cake, you know, oh, you just achieved it. Well, I'll tell you, I still have to sacrifice today, but it's not in the same way. When I first started, y'all, I sacrificed a lot. And if you are in this room and you have big dreams and you have big goals, you better add sacrificing to your list, because I temporarily sacrificed when they were little so that I don't have to permanent sacrifice today. And what does that look like? You know, running the roads, taking the phone calls, doing all the Zooms, missing events, missing small things, not making the practices. I've been at some events where I was crying because I was getting videos of my kids. But there was another event, there was another volleyball game, there was another, and then they didn't even remember that I wasn't there. It was like I was there. They knew I was working hard to give them their dreams. And that dream for them too is just to have a mom that can be there all the time, that constantly shows up. And I promise you I'm showing up, even for my business every single day. One of the things that I notice so much about this industry where people fail is consistency. If I look at the last 10 years of my life, sure, I had babies, accidentally. I built houses, okay? I took breaks, I took vacations. But if you look collectively over the last 10 years, my show up rate would be very, very, very high, because I make a point every single day to do something towards my business. And you're probably thinking, yeah, right. She probably doesn't show up every day, but it's network marketing. And even if you are doing some sort of marketing for your business, that's showing up. So if you're the person in the room right now who wants to be a more present mom or dad, I'm challenging you to leave this event and show up for your business and stay consistent every single day. And then maybe we'll see you on stage next time talking.
Oh, that's so weak. Give Lauren a big hand. She did an amazing, amazing, amazing job. Isn't it amazing she changed her entire family dynamics by taking this incredible industry serious? It's incredible it can happen. You know, her husband's a football coach, and she says, I'm gonna go out and change my family, not just for 1 year, but for years. And that's what she's done. Please put your hands together for Lauren Richards. Incredible. By the way, I look at some of these topics on here. It is just awesome to see the different leaders, and we're covering so many different things. We're gonna roll into our next speaker. Our next speaker is Pam Shelton. Pam is gonna talk about why I'm fearless. By the way, this is so important. You know, most people, they react from fear. Their lives are fear-based versus pleasure-based. Very few people, if you go look at the science, very few people do stuff based on pleasure. They actually do stuff out of fear. I think it's subconscious, by the way. I think subconscious is so freaking powerful. People don't talk about it often enough. That stuff that's buried inside of here that you just can't get out, and it's making the daily choices for you. Well, guess what? Pam's gonna come up here and talk about building three and being fearless in doing so. Please put your hands together for Pam Shelton.
Good afternoon. I guess, well, good morning still. I am very excited to be here, and it is the first time I have been a speaker. And I am pleased to share with you today, I am fearless. How about that? And I am also a health advocate and a warrior. I don't have a degree in health or nutrition, but boy, have I learned. Right? So I'm a farm wife from Iowa, third-generational farmer, a mother of 2 sons, and I have 7 grandchildren. And I don't believe in retirement. I think that, I don't want to sit on the couch and watch TV, right? So I discovered I live in a very toxic world. Do you agree? Yes. So what I couldn't believe, was they're selling us foods that are poison out in the grocery stores. From the 10,000 chemicals that are allowed in America's foods that other countries ban. Poor air quality, the negative news feeds on us, and how many of us are really living on the hamster wheel, feeling we can never catch up? The stress. Stress is a big factor. That was me 14 years ago, raising boys on the farm, involved in 4-H, school activities, working in the fields, and I also worked in the school system in the libraries. So because of all that, more fast foods, convenient foods, unhealthy foods came into our life. And then disease came knocking on my door. But I had dreams for my life to fulfill. I never got the breast cancer diagnosis that the doctors just kept waiting for. I changed my lifestyle. I went, God's blessings sometimes come in many ways, and he gave me intuition to seek knowledge. So I went after health tools, clean supplements, skincare, to raise a garden and eat foods that serve my body. A man of knowledge and understanding will be prolonged and live life to the fullest. Proverbs 28:2. That's important. I am thankful for THREE, the real food source clean ingredients. My husband and I use the Simple Six every day, and we started on the GLP-3. Boy, did our health improve. I shed 4.5 inches of fat and inflammation, 9 pounds down, feeling younger, happier, more energy. I gained firm muscles, my granny gun biceps. I'm 65 years old, by the way. My husband shed inches of 13 pounds down, several inches off his stomach, blood sugar's balanced. No more blood pressure meds after 20 years. I'm so thankful. God is good, right? Brings us the right things. So if I am sick, I will have only one dream to get better. If I am healthy, I can focus on many dreams. A quote from my fellow brand ambassador, Dr. Ben Tapper: life is not what you gather, but what you share and scatter. And I have 2 chiropractors in my family, and I just go and talk to everybody. Just put the fear behind you. They all started from where we started, and we just need to get out there and ask questions. I ask questions. That always works. So as I said, God's blessings arrive in many ways. Getting close to disease made me realize that I have a heart and a mission to get out there and share to the world what THREE did for me and may do for them. God bless.
Everybody stand up. Stand up. Let's get some energy in here for 30 seconds, huh? Put your hands in the air, get some energy. Let's go. Who's loving this morning? You guys are awesome. Our next speaker, by the way, how awesome was Pam? You know the guts it takes to get up on stage and get up here in front of a worldwide audience? By the way, hi to everybody at home. Hi. Say hi in the chats, would you? Give us, woo! Look at everybody at home. Throw us some love in the chats, huh? Let's go. This is awesome, so cool. This studio, I was just talking a few minutes ago to Eric, and I'm like, man, what a studio. This studio is sick. I've been here for the CEO event a couple times, which is awesome. It's just a day of just, boom, hard-hitting, tons of information on the industry and what's happening and the direction, and I've learned so much. So thank you, Eric, for inviting me to that, him and his amazing wife, Marina. But this studio is just, it's just sick. Look at all the chats blowing up. I absolutely love it. So cool. Guys, our next speaker is going to do an amazing job talking about why to have a plan B. Why do you need a plan B? What goes into having a plan B and how THREE can be your plan B. We want to welcome to the THREE stage. Is she hiding behind here? Come on out. I want to say this. I want to introduce you. I want to say something about Kathy. I've worked semi-closely with Holly's team. And I'm so proud. By the way, I'm proud of all our teams, all of our 6-star, all of our leadership. But to see what she's done, I wanted to specifically wait and say this. I always say, I watch people's what? Feet, not their lips. Her last name's Lips. It's Kathy Lips, and I'm gonna change her name to Kathy Feet. Because I watch her feet, not her lips. Please welcome to the stage, Kathy Lips.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, so thank you for having me. When I was first presented to speak on the topic of Plan B, I have to admit, I was very intimidated. So many of you out there are trying to do this as your Plan A or already doing this as your Plan A, and I am so, have so much admiration towards you for that because it's such a big deal. But then I realized there's probably people like me as well. Some people that have a career that they love already, and some people that invested in so much of what they're doing. People that, I'm so sorry. Okay, people that might own their own business or whatever that might be. And for them, Plan A is working and they wouldn't change that. That's me. I own a bridal boutique in Woodbury, Minnesota, and for almost 10 years, I've had the privilege and the honor to work alongside brides and their families. And I've also been able to employ and just come alongside wonderful people that work there. And it's been such a blessing to do that. I truly love my business. I think of it as a ministry. And it's just a place that I know that where God has called me to be. So when I heard of the phrase Plan B, I honestly didn't know if it fit my story, because this really isn't a backup plan for me. I strongly consider this an expansion of what I'm already invested in. It's an opportunity to grow beyond what I'm doing. When I first learned about this company, I wasn't looking for another business. I wasn't looking for another income stream. In fact, my plan was simply to take the simple 6 products for myself at a deeper discount. But something sparked inside me. My belief in the products and the integrity behind them and integrity behind this company and the people that I seen that were above me, I started to think about people in a different way, the ones that were tired or discouraged, sick, or overwhelmed, or the ones that simply needed fresh hope. I thought about people that maybe wanted to start a business for their own. And sorry. And the one question that kept coming to my mind was, who am I to decide whether someone else needs this opportunity? How could I keep something to myself that had the potential to help somebody for sure physically and possibly financially, and not give them at least the ability to decide that for themselves? That completely changed my mindset and my perspective. I realized I wasn't selling products, I was sharing hope and possibilities. One statement I use when I train my employees at work is that every person that walks through our doors deserves to be seen, noticed, and heard. Everyone has a story. And so what I believe is when we take the time to hear and care and love others well, we will become world changers, one person at a time. I love my bridal boutique, and I still know that's where I'm called to be. And sometimes the best things in life don't come from abandoning that Plan A, they come from being able to expand it. This business, though, it has allowed me to meet people I would have never met. It's allowed me to learn from leaders that I would have never crossed paths with. It's challenged me to grow in ways I've never expected. It's given me another avenue to meet new people, to encourage people, to talk about health with people, something which I love. And it's also helped me to help people dream bigger and to remind them that their future doesn't have to be defined by where they are today. For some people, that means better health. For others, it means financial freedom. And for others, it simply means believing in themselves again. I love that we get to offer hope in so many different ways. To me, that's the real power of Plan B. Sometimes what we think is a second opportunity becomes an extension of our original purpose. It doesn't replace what we already love, it multiplies it. It expands our influence, it expands our relationship, it expands our capacities to serve others. And maybe that's what Plan B really is. Allowing yourself or someone to say yes to another opportunity that helps become more than what they've ever imagined they could be. I am so thankful I said yes. I'm thankful for the growth and the knowledge and the people I've met along the way, and I'm not done yet. I'm so excited to continue to do this and learn more and do more. So if you're here today wondering whether you could be, this could be a part of your story, or if you've been hesitant to speak to that person that may be a little bit like me, I would simply encourage you to not decide for someone else what they need. Be willing to take a chance on them. Be willing to take a chance on yourself. Because one conversation, one invitation could change someone else's life. Thank you.
Ooh, baby. By the way, we had a wedding last night. Did you hear that?
Oh, no, I did not.
Congratulations to Kathy Knighton, who got married. Wait. One of our brand ambassadors just got married. You guys clapped like you're at a golf event? Big congratulations to Kathy. And I am so proud, honestly, of Mrs. Feet. Not Mrs. Lips. Watch her feet. I'm telling you, she's an absolute rock star. I'm proud of you. You did an amazing job. Thank you for joining us on stage. Absolutely. Next up, we're going to hear from an amazing leader from, again, you see this Iowa deal, by the way? We're going to have a conversation. I can tell you guys this right now. California, Florida, Texas, and Iowa are the top 4 states. You guys know what state number 5 is? I'll only tell you if I can get my money back from Linnea. Just teasing you. It's Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's number 5 for our top 5 states. But back to Iowa. I want to welcome to the stage an amazing leader who does an amazing job. She's going to talk about the different options and different choices because of 3. She's designed a life. Jim Rohn said some people are so busy working, they never get a chance to design a life. And if you don't design a life, guess what? Your boss probably doesn't have much of a design for you. I'm very, very proud of Dr. Alicia Clevenger for her dedication, her inspiration, her motivation, but most importantly, for her consistency. I want to welcome to the stage Dr. Alicia Clevenger.
I am excited to be here. Can you see that slide? Oh, it's not time for that slide. Okay, we'll go with it. Have you ever checked out social media and thought, they have their life together, right? Isn't that where we go for looking where people have their lives together, social media? And you thought, they've got a whole life. Like they know what they're doing. They've made it. How awesome is that? You might have thought the same thing when you looked at this picture. I mean, my word, I have 3 kids all facing forward in one picture. If that's not having your life together, I don't know what is, right? What you don't see here, well, first of all, you don't see that my youngest doesn't have shoes on and she has a stick in her hand that she's beating my son with. But what you don't see here is that I was completely exhausted. I loved what I did, like so many people here. I loved my patience. I loved working with people. I loved helping people get healthy. But I was also the mom that left for the office every single morning before my kids even got up. I was also the mom showing up, and I was late, hoping my son didn't notice I was pulling into flag football, that he didn't notice I hadn't been there the whole time. And that didn't feel good either. Like, that's not what I signed up for. Anybody look and think, this isn't what I signed up for? I would go to bed every night and think, I don't know if I can physically, mentally, emotionally do this another day. Like, how long can I do this? And so I was in my head thinking exactly that. How long will I do this? Will I do this when I'm 40, 50, 60? Like, how long is this going to go on? And then one conversation. One person said to me, my friend's in town. I think you two would hit it off. Come on over. I think you need to hear what she's doing next. I went. I didn't really know what I was walking into. And the truth is, I know supplements really, really well. And when I saw it was supplements, I about walked out. Because I was like, what's this lady gonna tell me that I don't already know? And so, one conversation, she didn't pull me, she didn't prod me, she didn't trick me, she didn't convince me. She gave me a possibility. And the truth is, I didn't need another paycheck, I needed possibility. That's what I was looking for. So this one conversation opened up a world that I didn't even know existed. I didn't even know an industry like this existed. This is what this industry, this is what this company has given me. And you look at this picture and you think, how cool is that? She went to Paris, good for her. She took her kids to London for spring break. This isn't about Paris. This is about choices. And people out there every day are begging for choices. They're begging for options. They can't take off of work. In my old career, beyond money, I never could have taken 2 weeks off and taken my kids to Europe. It couldn't happen. You have patients that need you. This is about the choice to say yes, the choice to look around and say, what do I want? Do I want more time with my kids? Do I want more time to do my hobbies? I don't know what that looks like for you, but for me, this is about the choice to say yes to more of what I was looking for, more of what I wanted. And you guys, there's people out there every single day looking for this. This didn't give me just vacations. This gave me choice. You know, I have a friend, she just had a baby. It's a very good friend of mine. She didn't have a baby, she has a grandbaby. And my oldest will be 18 this week. My youngest is 10. Grandbabies better be a long way off. However, she just had her first grandbaby. And you know what she said to me? Alicia, I just want to be with that baby all the time. And it got me thinking, I don't want 10 or 15 years from now for my job to tell me I can't be there. And there's people every single day looking for that. They want to be with their grandkids. They want to take an extra day when they take their kids off to college. Think of all those little things. They want to sit on their back deck and have coffee with their husband because maybe they're empty nesters now. Like, I don't know what everybody's stories are, but people want more and they don't know how to get it. They don't know this option exists. These are the pictures people look at and they think, so by the way, I don't know any of these people. So like, don't be like, oh, is she related to them? No, I found them all on the internet. All right. So, but people look at this and they think, wow, must be nice for them, right? They don't see the work that goes into it. You guys, I still work, you know? Like, it's just that the 5:00 a.m. alarm means something different now. It means that I'm building choices. It means that I'm building this. The choices you make today are going to create what this looks like in 10, 15, 20 years from now. So think about that when you think, oh, I didn't do anything for my Three business today, maybe tomorrow. Like, that's not gonna happen. Those things that you want aren't gonna happen if you wait till tomorrow, right? So tomorrow starts today. It starts by the choices you're making. It starts by the things that you're doing. That's the most important part. You guys, I think if everybody in this room left here and did these three things, see what I did there? They did these three things, this company would look completely different in the next year, 18 months, 2 years. We couldn't even have this here. We'd be so packed. The first is, I want you to think about the things over the next 5 or 10 years that you want to be a part of. For me, my 18-year-old son will go to college a year from now. I want to drive him there. I want to take all the days it takes. I want to go to all the Target and Walmart. I want him to kick me out of there like, mother, for the love of God, go home. Right? Like, that's what I want. And so that's why I will make those choices. Think about the 3 things you want out of the next 10 years of your life, the things that you want to experience, the ones that you want to be a part of. If money wasn't an option, if time wasn't an option, what are the things that you would say, I want to be a part of this? What are those things? Okay? You don't have to write them all down now, but think about what those things would be. And I'm having a brain blank on my second thing. Right? That happens. That is real. The second thing is, anybody? Let's go to the third. The third thing is, don't make a decision for people. Don't do it. You don't get to decide who this is for. If they hadn't called me that day and said, hey, my friend Hallie DeMott is in town, you need to come meet this person, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today. I wouldn't have gone to Paris. I wouldn't have gone to London. I wouldn't have taken my kids on all these trips. I can guarantee you I wouldn't be there for someday when my kids have grandbabies. That life wouldn't be there. So those are the things that I encourage you to go home and do. Write that list out. Reach out to those people that you've already made a decision for because you think they're busy and they have their life together, and see if they're open. Because them being open like that day I was open could radically change their life in the same way. Have a good day.
Give Alicia a big hand. That was awesome. We got a little treat for you guys coming up, but before the treat, we're going to bring up another speaker who's an absolute rock star. She has a huge heart. My wife and I were in Turks and Caicos on one of the rewards trips, the North American rewards trips. We went to the Bahamas. We went to Turks and Caicos, and one of the days before we got back on the boat, this amazing lady and her husband, we sat and talked with them about their life and who they are as a family, and I was so impressed with who she is and everything she juggles. She's an amazing wife, an amazing mom, and she's doing an amazing job here in Three. Her topic is having a heart, and she has a heart as big as this stage and as big as this room. I want you to put your hands together for none other than Kathleen Miller.
All right, team, you all know I already lost it back there, okay? I am so honored to be here, and if you would have told me years ago that I would be standing on this platform with all you world changers, I would have laughed. I have been married to my incredible husband for the past 34 years, and as you can see from this family picture, we've been a little busy. I am a proud mom to 8, and I'm an even prouder mom, grandma to 11, or Oma. This picture was taken 2 years ago, and we've added 5 babies since then. But it's a little hard to get us all together to get another picture done. I brought that picture up here because they are the reason I'm standing here. About 14 years ago, our then at that time 6 biological children, who had already learned to share pretty much everything they had, convinced my husband, helped me convince my husband, the logical one, that we had room and space to add 2 more. So about 12 years ago, we flew to Ethiopia 2 different times to bring home a set of 4-year-old twins. It was that faith journey and their story that led me to this industry. When we brought our kiddos home as almost 5-year-olds, our son at the time only weighed 22 pounds. He was severely malnourished, affecting his brain, obviously his body. And it was my mission as a mom to find nutrition to heal his body and his brain that led me to this industry. I was not looking for a platform. I wasn't looking for a stage. I definitely wasn't looking for something else to do. But as our family stepped out in faith and our story was shared, people heard what was happening, we shared the products that were changing his life, that were changing our lives, and people started to change. And I became absolutely hooked to this industry. It's not about product to me. It's because everywhere I go, this company, thank you, Daniel, thank you, Dr. Dan, it gives me a vehicle to share hope, whether that's physical, whether it's financial, or whether it's spiritual. When I started in this industry, as we began pouring out, the financial blessings started pouring in for our family. But that wasn't what kept me here. It was the conversations I got to have with people. It was finding people that I could align myself with, who had a common heart. My team, who's watching today, has packed a house back in Indiana. We're the most hodgepodge group of women. We don't look like we go together. And I absolutely love it that way. Scripture tells us that we are to be ready at any moment to give a response for the hope that is in us. I have become a hope dealer, and this company, this industry lets me do that. Everywhere we go, in the grocery store, into our kids' schools, we have the opportunity to share hope. And hope is not reserved just for starving children in Africa. We can never assume that what we see on the outside is what is really happening behind that. People are desperate. And I am so grateful for this industry, for this particular company, who lets me do all 3 of those things proudly, boldly. And so my challenge to you is, go love people today. Will it cost something? Yeah. Sometimes a whole lot. If you've been part of adoption, you know it's a whole lot. But it's worth it. And so I challenge you, go do the hard thing. Go find somebody to love. That's how the world has changed. Thank you.
How awesome was Kathleen? Man, she is a sweet, sweet soul. And she whispered in my ear when she was coming out, she said, "You're making me tear up." And I just, man, we have an amazing, amazing industry. I don't know of another industry that's so rich in relationships. Please put your hands together for Kathleen Miller. Guys, we have a treat. I was gonna say I'm gonna welcome him to the stage, but it's his stage. I was chatting with Eric backstage, and he says, "Hey, you want me to get up for a few and say hi to everybody in chat?" I said, "Yeah, who wants to hear from Eric Worre?" Eric, don't bother coming out. The guy works with Herbalife all over the world. He works with numerous companies all over the world, and I say, hey, do you guys want to hear from Eric for a few minutes? And you're like, yeah, I think that sounds good, I guess. Who wants to hear from Eric Worre? Eric's going to impart some wisdom on you. I will say this, and I know for the leaders that know him would absolutely echo this comment. He knows our industry inside and out. I don't know of anybody globally that knows the direct selling and network marketing space out of 8 billion people. I just made him a doctor because I gave him an honorary doctorate. He's now Dr. Eric Worre because of his knowledge. I want you to welcome to the Three stage, Dr. Eric Worre.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Sit down, sit down, sit down. I was not planning to come and speak. I was just coming to say hello. I live about 15 minutes away. How do you like our studio? You like it? It's okay? I want to congratulate the Three family. Congratulations for your growth. Congratulations for all the innovation. Congratulations for all the new products, all the new excitement. So many leaders, friends, my friends that I've seen over the years, different places have found their way here, which makes my heart happy. One thing I know about Daniel is he really cares, and that's not always the case with corporate leaders. You know, sometimes it's the distributors are, what's the right word in their minds? They're a necessary evil type of a thing. You know what I mean? It's just like there's this us against them type of a thing, and there's always this little bit of resistance, but he really, and the whole management team, and the top leadership, locking together to make this the next big growth story in the network marketing profession. So give yourselves a round of applause for all of that. It's a big thing. Tying in on all the different trends, tying in on all the different things, innovating as much as possible. But I just want to give you a couple comments. There's probably nothing more important. It's not the comp plan. It's not the product even. It's not network marketing. That is the opportunity. The opportunity is one thing. It's leadership. If the leadership is right in the field, everything else takes care of itself. Leadership is right in the company, everything takes care of itself. And if the leadership's not right, you can have a perfect product, perfect comp plan, perfect everything, and it won't work. You, as leaders in the field, are the asset for real. So the more you develop that, the more you have an opportunity to win. And I would give you my opinion very quickly. We got tricked in the last 10 years as a group. How many of you have been around network marketing for more than 10 years? Show of hands. Those of you who've been around less, and those of you who've been around more, we all got tricked. You know what the trick was? We got tricked into thinking social media was replacing what we really did. We got tricked into thinking Zoom and technologies was going to replace what we're doing here. We got tricked into thinking that, no, you don't need to go back into that living room, and you don't need to sit down with coffee with somebody, and you don't need to get face-to-face, and you don't need to do all those different things. And prior to 10 years ago, like in any sport, there's like a farm team. You know that philosophy? There's the superstars on the field, but then there's the development team, and then there's the semi-pros, and then the college, and then high school, and then middle school, and then pee-wees. We had all that in network marketing. You know where that was found? People facing their fear. They did something they were scared of doing. They went and sat down and had coffee with somebody and tried to do a presentation without much ability. And they learned from that interaction, and they got better the next time. And they were afraid of hosting that first home meeting, and they were afraid of doing their first training, and they were afraid of doing their first presentation. They were afraid of all this stuff. But then they got stronger and stronger and stronger by doing the push-ups, right? So that happened, and then the pandemic happened, And the farm team was wiped out, gone. It was just the superstars doing all the Zooms, everybody else listening, and people stopped facing their fears, and that's when the growth started to be a challenge, because unless you face your fear, I have a philosophy that anything that causes a person not to face a fear is ultimately bad for them. So it's like walking into a gym and there's a personal trainer and you say, you know what, these weights are too heavy. And the trainer says, okay, we'll make them lighter. They're still too heavy, make them lighter still. Well, yeah, but it's still too heavy. We'll make them lighter. We'll change the comp plan. We'll make the product less expensive. You can qualify for the trip with less qualifications, right? Eventually, guess what? Just come to the gym. You don't have to lift the weights at all. We'll lift them for you, right? And we wonder why we have weaklings in our organization. The wind blows in their face, they burst into tears. Anybody dealing with this with their organization? They're strong every other part of their life. Why are they so weak here? Because we set them up for weak. So I will tell you, get gritty, get tough. Go do the uncomfortable thing. Go do the thing. I will give you one phrase to put into your head. The biggest trend in the world of what's working, everything old is new again. Everything old. Gritty, face-to-face, personal relationships, conversations, relationship, trust, rapport, friendship, loyalty. All of those things are what's working. Everybody who's trying to push buttons and look for algorithms, you're going to continue to get frustrated. Now, I'm not saying you don't use those things as tools, but don't use them as an excuse not to face a fear and not to build some muscle. You got to build some muscle over time. Make sense? I'll give you one more thing, and then I'll go away. There's 4 levels in our business. One is a distributor. And think of a distributor like a grain of sand. They're kind of common. They come and they go. The wind blows. They're necessary, because without that, you can't build a brick. And you need them. They're foundational building block. But they're very common, right? Distributor. Then you have solopreneur. We talk about entrepreneurs a lot. Oh, we're entrepreneurs. There's almost no one in network marketing who's really an entrepreneur. Really. You're a solopreneur. It's fine. Nothing wrong with being a solopreneur, but you're not an entrepreneur. You're not investing. You're avoiding investing. You don't have an office. You don't have employees. You don't have risk. That's all taken care of by your trainer in the gym lifting the weights for you somewhere. But solopreneurs, right? You build a network of distributors, and you run that business and create some cash flow for you, and it's wonderful. But there's a level above that, which is entrepreneur. And if you can change your thinking, entrepreneurs build networks of solopreneurs. They understand that there are going to be tons of distributors and tons of solopreneurs, but as an entrepreneur, you're thinking about, can I build a network of solopreneurs who are all enjoying their life, doing their thing, but I'm going to architect a big organization of solopreneurs. So I challenge you to think about that. Stepping into that level. And then the 4th level, I don't really have a name for it, but these are the empire builders. And they're not leading the leaders. They're not leading the entrepreneurs. They're building a network of entrepreneurs. So they collaborate with entrepreneurs. So if you can build a network of solopreneurs, network of distributors, fine. Solopreneur, great, wonderful. You want to build scale? Build a network of solopreneurs. You want to build legacy, like forget it, unlimited? Build a network of entrepreneurs, okay? And the world is looking for entrepreneurial avenues, entrepreneurial ways to express themselves. You've got one of the best that I've ever seen. You've got great leadership, you've got great field, you've got great products. Go lift the weights and crush it. I love you all.
was a nice surprise, huh? Fantastic. By the way, at the CEO events that I've been had the privilege of coming to twice, it's just all day of that. It's where we're at, where we're headed, the differences, what separates the companies. Do me a favor, give Eric another big hand. Fantastic. Solopreneurs. I can tell you this, I am not an entrepreneur. I'm just a crazy maniac that loves people and is passionate. But we have invested a massive amount of money in this incredible community, in this company, and it's an honor to do so. I love what's happened the last 3 years, and I love where we're headed and where we're going, and I love what Eric said about Three becoming a future growth story. That's not future to me. That's frickin' today. I'm ready to leave here like this is the launch of Three. Yeah, we're 3 years old. What an interesting number, by the way. We're 3 years old. Here we are, three, all these threes. Pretty cool. But I'm ready to leave here today like this is the launch of Three. And so please do me a favor and put your hands together one more time for Eric Worre. Guys, we are going to take a very quick break. It's 10 minutes. I want to be very respectful to everybody around the world that's live with us. So let's not come back in 12 or 13 minutes. Please be back in your seats in about 7-8 minutes, because at 10 sharp, you've got to be in your seats. But I'd ask you to be back in about 8 minutes. Let's take a break. Thank you, guys. Love you. Guys, our next speaker, I'm just going to say this. They have pure passion. I've been to spend time with their team, spent some time in Chicago, and they just pour their heart and souls out. By the way, I think Illinois might be top 5 soon. When you look at California and Florida and Texas and Iowa and Pennsylvania, I'd like to see Illinois blow past a couple of these states. And it can do so led by this amazing duo, this amazing leadership team that I'm super proud of. I call him Tony the Tiger and Yoli Zoletta. They're amazing people. They're amazing leaders. By the way, they're 5 stars. They're an amazing rank. By the way, I don't know if you guys have noticed this morning, I haven't been focused on the rank. I've been focused on the first name, the last name, and what their topic is, and growing people, not the rank. So they're 5 stars. That's not what's important to me. I don't care if they're 4 stars or 6 stars or 5. That's not what's important. What's important is who they are. They lead by example. They show up to go up, and I couldn't be more proud of them. Please welcome to the Three International stage, Tony the Tiger and Yoli Zoletta.
You guys are amazing. Okay, we've been assigned to the title of my presentation is Leading from the Front. Okay, let me get started. Leading from the front is something that I am impassioned with. True leadership is not about title or rank. It is about courage to step out first, face the challenges directly, and set the standard through your own actions. Today, we are going to talk about what it really means to lead from the front. Leading from the front is my background. I'm a healthcare provider from Chicago. There's 3 things that drew me here. First is the science-backed products. The second is the market timing. And the third one is the limitless potential of e-commerce platform. So why 3? My fashion, I keep saying to myself, if you love what you do and what you're good at and what the world needs, right? And what if you can get paid on what you do? Isn't it beautiful, right? And the best part is you're gonna have your passion to do it. How about imagination? Some of you may know Airbnb, Uber, or your first smartphone. But THREE International had a big imagination about this. We are going global. And actually, last month, I am imagining that this platform, I can bring it back home. When science, backed by clinical study, they meet real results, and magic happens. I stand behind this product, 100% plus. It's because my mom, who is 95 years old, 2023, she walked by me at the International Parade Convention in Boston, Massachusetts. And that memory of me, I will never forget, is because her memory come back. And it's really a priceless gift. Thank you, Dr. Dan, for doing it. One of the greatest things that leading from the front, we have the incredible community. And that community is all of us here. And I'm in the mission to empowering 1,000, mark this word, 1,000 healthcare provider or healthcare leaders. Why is that? To prevent burnout prevention and also leading them to use the e-commerce platform. Leadership is not about the challenging, but when you really think about what leadership means is, it's a very fulfilling and rewarding experience. Anyone can have it, since you have the opportunity to change the lives of people. Thank you, Daniel, Dr. Dan, for your wisdom, knowledge, and commitment. The roots you established are growing in a global scale. I was honored to be able last year to go to grand opening in Malaysia and Taiwan, and I have seen the big picture. With that said, I'm gonna keep pursuing this business is because I have seen it. And also, why is that? It's because I'm gonna work hard, call it as a hell, as you can see on the screen. I have a CEO mindset, and also, I'm gonna work tirelessly is because I know that I can be unstoppable with my leader over here with me, Tony the Tiger. So a leader, they said, aren't born or they're made, right? And through hard work. But they said that leadership is actually, it's something that you need to do it and make it as an action. So as we go on this exciting journey, Leadership from the front is the most important step in building a strong foundation rooted in service. So when you join in this meaningful passion, imagination, commitment, and outcome-driven, and you become unstoppable. And that is me right now. I will bring this business where I come from, in the Philippines. And thank you.
Okay, I'm Tiger Tony. I'm a simple guy. So I talk in simple. Living in the front instead, I lead people. I focus on leading myself. Daniel say, we are change maker. If we change, everything change. So first, I change my vision with big why. In the next 3 years, we going to impact and transfer 1,000 traditional business owners like me to 3 to have 5-figure, 6-figure weekly income like me. And the second, I lead myself with the belief. Daniel say, the most powerful weapon we have is your mind. So if we have a strong mind, we can conquer everything. So I believe I'm the winner. We are all winners. And we're going to be rich and sexy. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
And number 3, I lead myself by leverage mentor leaders. Daniel, Dr. Dan, Christine, Chloe, they are all mentors. Also, they are all my tools to impact to more people, to empower more people. So last one I want to say, keep it, this is what Daniel say, keep it simple, sure, run. We all going to be top 1% with Daniel. Thank you.
How awesome was that? Give Tony the Tiger and Yoli a big hand. I mean, you wonder why people follow him? By the way, people follow people that are decisive and want to go somewhere. People will follow that incredible leadership. Does that make sense? Yes. Versus getting up like, I think this is an exciting opportunity at 3. I changed my life, I took this. Yeah. I don't even download the app, otherwise I'd send you a video if I actually downloaded the app. You're snickering to the person 2 over going, do you have the app on your phone? They're unbelievable. I love having their leadership. I'm telling you, Illinois is like number 8 maybe, either 7 or 8. It's probably gonna move in the top 3 or 4 in the next couple of months based on what's happening in their team. It's awesome to see. Please give Tony the Tiger and Yoli a big hand. Our next speaker is going to talk about keeping your eye on the prize. She has a massive heart, her and her husband. Her husband served our country, which I have the utmost respect for. Whether someone's active duty or a veteran, we want to honor all the people that serve this amazing country. Please, to our firefighters, our law enforcement police officers, our military, both active duty and veterans, please put your hands together for everyone that serves. This amazing country. But Kathy, her topic is keep your eye on the prize, because she wants to build a beautiful dream home in Idaho, and she's actually shown me on her phone, here's the property, here's the garage. There's no garage there, by the way. There's no house there. It's a dream. It's a goal. It's part of her vision of what she wants to do for her family. I have the utmost respect for our next speaker, Kathy Lewis. Please welcome her to the stage.
It's probably safe to say that each one of you here has a goal. Whether you're sitting in the audience or live streaming via Zoom, each one of you probably showed up here today with a goal. This is an emotional subject for me. But before I start, I want you to think of that goal. Get it clear in your mind. For some of you, it might be a health goal. Maybe you have a specific health goal you're trying to reach. Maybe it's a financial goal. Maybe you have a specific dollar amount you want to make every single month. It could be a community goal. Maybe you want to build a community here or find your community. It could be a purpose-driven goal. Maybe you want to lean into your purpose or find your purpose. But whatever your goal is, picture it in your mind. Okay, do you have it? Because now I'm going to throw you for a loop. I want to submit to you that a goal isn't going to determine whether you're still here 5 years from now. Something much deeper will. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to share some of my background, and I'm also going to introduce you to a simple yet impactful process that can help you uncover what's truly driving you. Now, I didn't discover this from building a business. I actually discovered it from doing life. The biggest decisions I've ever made in life all had one thing in common. They had already been settled in my mind long before life began testing them. And let me tell you, I've made quite a few against the grain decisions. I've never been one to fit inside a box. Apparently, I have an aversion to boxes. And yes, that's made life a little more challenging than it probably needed to be, but it's also led me to make some of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. For example, my husband and I had 6 kids in 6 years. So you can only imagine the comments that we got. Aside from the, do you know what causes that? Which we got all the time, by the way. Whenever I would take my 6 children to the park, people would inevitably say 2 things. First, they would ask, are those kids all yours? And then second, they would say, boy, I'm glad they're yours and not mine. And so eventually, I told my husband, I'm going to have a t-shirt made, and it's going to say, yes, they're all mine, and yes, I'm glad they're mine and not yours. Then we decided to homeschool all 6 of these kids. And this was over 30 years ago when homeschooling was not popular, hardly anyone was homeschooling. We were first-generation homeschoolers. We had no idea what we were doing. And there were many doubters and naysayers who thought we were making a huge mistake. Some of those doubters and naysayers were in our own family. Then, around the same time, one of our daughters developed severe eczema. And that took us down a path that people thought was even crazier. We thought it was crazy too. So when everyone else was eating normal food, this was 30 years ago, I was back home making homemade bone broth, sourdough bread, fermenting kombucha, concocting homemade herbal tinctures. And we were seeing a chiropractor, a naturopath, a homeopath, an acupuncturist. And like I said, this was 30 years ago before people even knew what acupuncture was. And I remember watching our checking account balance go down as we spent more and more on very unique foods back then, like raw milk, grass-fed beef, pasture-raised eggs, and then we didn't know if that was helping our daughter, so then we shifted over to the dairy-free, egg-free, gluten-free, everything-free, but not free. And then we didn't know if that was helping, so we shifted back over to the whole foods, raw milk, raw butter, all the while driving many miles because these foods, these holistic practitioners, were not as easily accessible as they are today. And on top of it, People had the nerve to tell me that I was depriving my children of all the good things in life because I wasn't giving them sugar. A few years ago, someone introduced me to something called 7 Levels Deep. I'd never heard of it. They walked me through the process, and at the end, I thought, oh my goodness, this is literally what I've been doing my entire life in my head. And now I have a name for it, and I have a framework that I can share with other people. And that's what I want to share with you today. It's a very simple process. You start with one simple question: what do I want? But you don't stop there. Then you ask yourself, why do I want that? But you also don't stop there. You continue to ask yourself why again and again and again. And somewhere around the 5th or 6th level, something shifts, something changes. The surface level intellectual answer disappears, and the deep emotional reason starts showing up. And so I'm gonna model this with my own 7 levels deep why. But before I do that, I need to give you a little background history. Like Daniel said, my husband is a medically retired Marine, served in Iraq in 2004 and 5, and then also in 2007 and 8. It was, just to give you a little more, he is front lines, infantry, lived on the rooftops of the people, saw a lot, did a lot. Since coming home, he has battled with PTSD, severe anxiety, panic attacks. He has short-term memory issues from a traumatic brain injury over there, which eventually cost him his job as a deputy for the county that we live in. And now he works in the North Dakota oil fields, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, as a 55-year-old man working with 20 and 30-year-olds. It's a really tough job. He's rock hard, solid muscle at 55, which is good, but it's killing him, and he's missing a lot of family. So keep that in mind. That's our reality. Keep that in mind as I walk you, model this going 7 levels deep. Okay, you start with that one question: what do I want? I ask myself, what do I want? I want to earn extra income, which I'm sure all of you here and on Zoom will probably say, oh yeah, I want to earn extra income. Very surface level, matter-of-fact answer, okay? Then you ask yourself, I asked myself, why do I want to earn extra income? Well, I want to add to the family earnings and support my husband's retirement goal. Again, a very surface level, logical answer, but at least now we know where the money's gonna go, right? I wanna make extra money, and it's gonna go here. Now I'm gonna keep going, but I'm not gonna commentate anymore. So then I asked myself, why is supporting your husband's retirement goal important to you? So he can fully start his healing journey. Why is it important to you that he fully starts his healing journey? So he can finally make progress and experience peace. Why is it important to you that he experiences peace? So he can get back to doing the things he loves, the things he's good at, the things that have been buried under years of PTSD, anxiety, and living in survival mode. Why is it important to you that he gets back to doing these things? So I can have my husband back. There it is. There is the deep reason I literally will never quit. Being up here is so outside my comfort zone, but I'll do it for that. I'm not doing it for extra income. I'm doing it because I want my husband back. And then I took it another level deeper, because this is 7 levels deep. Why is having your husband back important to you? I want to back up, actually. When you do this, which I would encourage you to do, if your reason is about someone else, make sure you know why that's important to you. It's very important that you do that. Okay, level 7, why? Because I don't want trauma to write the rest of our story. I want us to live out the purpose God has created for us together. Now, did you notice what happened? We started talking about earning extra income, but we never actually ended up talking about money. So here's my challenge for you today. When you leave this event, take this framework with you. Don't go home and write down your goals. Go find your level 7. Ask yourself that one simple question: what do I want? And then continue to ask yourself why, again and again and again, until you can't go any deeper. Because when you hit level 7, no one will have to motivate you. No one will have to convince you to keep going. Your reason will be bigger than your fears, bigger than rejection, bigger than criticism, bigger than any obstacle standing in front of you, and that's the kind of why that can change your life. Thank you.
How awesome was Kathy? I can't wait to go to her house in Idaho. Seriously. Man, this business. You know, most people don't really grasp the power of what you have. I don't think most people understand what you can do and how you can change your life and what you can do for your family. I think some people grasp it and they work like that. By the way, I love what Eric shared about the last 10 years, right? Last 10 years, it's not the rewards plan. It's not lower qualifications for a trip. It's not Zoom or social media. It's going back to the frickin' basics. It just is. I know we want to make a bunch of excuses and people say, well, if it was this or that, or no, it's back to the basics. It's about people. Kathy's an amazing leader. This company, if we had 20, 30, 40 Kathy Lewises, we'd explode here in North America. I'm proud. Please put your hands together for Kathy Lewis. The next person I'm going to bring out, I'm a little upset because our corporate team, from a social media standpoint, what they sometimes do is they take his body, right, and they get rid of it on pictures, and they'll just, from my neck down, they somehow use like my body on his pictures. No, I'm serious. He lives in Idaho. It's not fair. He was out with us last night. He's one of the culprits of what kept me out so late, but he has like a 17-pack, right? There's like 6 packs, 12 packs. He's like a 17-pack. So the corporate team will like take my head and then so if you see pictures of him on social media like chiseled, yeah, it's actually my body they painted black. Okay. Yeah. Patrick Tissant. I mean, this guy's like ripped. His topic is why I'm fired up about 3. You know, I'm going to say this about Patrick. You know, I'll get up here and I'll edify somebody. By the way, my edification's genuine. It's people I love. But I'll say this, Patrick, I don't know that I've ever seen him have a bad day, and I know he's had plenty. But man, he shows up with a smile on his face every day. This is the perfect topic for him because the man is always fired up. He's back there talking to me about Miami. He's going to be the first to qualify for the VIP trip in Miami so he can go out on a boat where his mom, he's an only child, his mom is in her mid-90s. She lives in Opelika outside of Miami. He says, oh my gosh, this is perfect timing. I can go see my mom and qualify for the trip. Please put your hands together for none other than my body double, Mr. Patrick Tissant.
You know why? Because I live in Miami. I grew up in Miami, baby. Hey, I am so pumped about this incentive trip. Woo! I'm fired up. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 items to help you get fired up just like me. Number 1, passion. Passion is defined as a powerful uncontrollable emotion that drives intense enthusiasm. So, if you have passion for this business, Guys, people come to you, okay? So I hope you find your passion. My passion is physically pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. So this is why I do my age and burpees on my birthday in less than 3 minutes. I do 3 Spartans every year to do a Spartan trifecta. I'll do crazy backpacks when I'm hiking in the mountains and I'm camping with everything on my back. And last year, I did a physique competition and won first place. And this year I'm doing it again, so I'm 10 weeks away from doing the competition, so I'm in shred mode. And I gotta give a shout out to Dr. Dan and these products. Guys, I use these products to fuel my body and help my body operate at a high level so I can do the things that I'm passionate about. So I feel like I'm cheating when I'm doing physique competitions because when I reduce my caloric intake, instead of feeling fatigued or tired, the Eternel, the Vitalite, and all these other products, they give me the energy. So the people I'm competing against, they have a disadvantage. So I love Dr. Dan, and he coaches me on the crazy things that I'm doing. So I love Dr. Dan and these products because they help me do what I'm passionate about. So you need to find out what your passion is. When I talk to you about 3, my fitness is my witness. They see that I'm 3. So I challenge you guys, find your passion and use these products to help improve your health because people are looking, okay? So if you have your passion, people come to you, attraction, okay? A passion, number 1. Number 2, find your why. Guys, if you find your why, it'll make you bulletproof. My why is simple. God put me on this earth to help people. I love people. Those of you that are around me, you know that's true. And I feel like I've been blessed with gift, talents, and abilities to help people grow, step out of their comfort zones. And guys, there's over 1 million people that are having bad side effects from a synthetic GLP-1. We need to do a better job getting out to the masses about the only product in the world that's all natural. So that means a lot to me. So when I'm meeting with people, it's all about relationships. So it's all about them, not me. So when I talk to someone about 3, I'm spending 70% of my time listening and 30% of my time talking, okay? It's all about them. And relationships mean the world to me. So I have 5 fired up relationships that make me bulletproof and help me to kick some butt. Number 1, I talked about Dr. Dan. I love Dr. Dan, love you, Dr. Dan. Your products help me fulfill my passion and give me the body that I have. Number 2, my Nikki, my VIP Nikki. Hey, I'm building a multi-million-dollar business. Nikki's my back office girl. If I have trouble with stuff, she helps me fix it, and she believes in me, and that belief brings me fire. And then Greg and Lori Ferraro. Hey, I've been blessed to have multi-millionaires and sponsor me, teach me, push me. I've been to their house, they've been to my house, and I love you guys. I love those 2. And when you put Greg and Lori and Patrick together, that's the ultimate GLP, baby. Let's go. And then, number 5, Daniel PQ. You know, Daniel and I spent some time in Tanzania, Africa for a humanitarian trip in 2021. And Daniel, I love him because he helped me get past airport security. So there's a history with that. I love you, Daniel, for that. And then years later in Texas, he took my dream board, called me out, and said, Patrick, you're not dreaming big enough. And he added a 0 to a bank account balance. And that changed me. I said, all right, Daniel, I got you. I need to think bigger. And since then, he's given me opportunities like this to step out of my comfort zone and grow. The thing I love about Daniel is he sees a bigger Patrick than I can see. And I love you, Daniel, for that. And, you know, Greg and Lori, they see a bigger Patrick than I can see. So those 3 mean a lot to me. And last night, with those 3, it was the bomb diggity. I love the VIP experience. So I hope you get your why, and I hope you find your fired up 5 to help you step out of your comfort zones because that will make you bulletproof, okay? If you have a strong why and you're fired up 5, no matter what happens, you just brush it off and keep going, okay? Okay, number 3, okay, the fun formula. All right, I need you to think of a number between 1 and 10, okay? The number after that, add them together. So if you pick the number 6, 7, add them together, all right? Okay, now I want you to add the number 5. Okay, now divide it by 2. Now subtract the first number you thought of. You should have 3. Okay, let's do it again. Pick a number between 1 and 10. The number after that, add them together. Add 5, divided by 2, subtract the first number you thought of, and you should have 3, right? It works every time. Okay, so I got a fun formula. It's called the Fired Up Now formula. Okay, you ready? Okay, you get your brand ambassador. Sit down with them that you personally enrolled. Say, hey, what's your goal? If they hum and haw, you say, look, let's get your product for free. Is that a good goal? Yeah, let's great. Perfect, great. Okay, now let's help you make some money. We get paid 6 ways. Okay, customer commissions, product introduction bonus, team commissions, leadership matching bonus, global leadership bonus pool, and rank advancement bonus. Then ask them, do you want to get paid on all 6 or just 2? Well, 6, perfect. We had to get you qualified. Our structures are binary, left team, right team. So we need to help you find someone with 100 volume in one side and 100 volume in the other side. Once you do that, you're qualified and you can earn up to all 6 ways we get paid. Agreed? Perfect. Let's get a top 10, top 20 name list, and let's go talk to them all about an all-natural GLP. Okay? Okay, great. You're qualified. Whoop, whoop. Let's celebrate. That fires you up. Okay, now let's get your 2 people qualified. Why? It'll fire them up, and it'll help you earn more team commissions. Team commissions is 300 in volume on one side, 600 on the other. That creates a cycle. And when you help them qualify, more money to give you cycles, right? Boom. Let's do that. All right, great. You did that. Awesome. Now, let's help them get qualified. Now, in order to do that, that's how you get your business on fire. The way you get your business on fire is with a match, right? How do you get the business on fire? The leadership matching bonus. That is the biggest part of our comp plan, okay? Here's how it works. Everyone that you personally enroll, when they earn team commissions, you will get a 20% match. Anyone that they enroll on level 2, when they earn team commissions, you get a 15% match. Anyone they enroll, your level 3, you get a 10% match. That's huge. So if they $1,000, it's $200, $150, and $100, right? That's one. The second thing is, when you personally enroll 10 people, it's happy 10. You help 10 people get qualified, so your match goes from 20% to 30%, which is big. And then the other thing, number 3, is when you help your people get sponsored and help them get qualified and other people get qualified, now you find a superstar. So I hope you guys understand that taprooting is the biggest part of our comp plan, okay? You need to help your team get qualified. You need to help them get qualified, because as you go down in depth and taproot, you will find super duper stars. Josh Knighting, he signed up in January, and he qualified for the cruise. He's speaking on stage. Did I enroll him? No, I enrolled his sponsor. So that's how you find the super duper stars. So recap, find your passion. It'll help you do amazing things. Find your why. It'll make you bulletproof. Get your Fired Up 5. And make sure you help your people get qualified, help them also get qualified, and help them taproot, get their happy 10, so you can get LMB. Okay, love you guys. It's your boy Patrick Tissant. Peace. So you come out here, go make the dancing. No.
Not only does he steal my body, it's my body double, but now he wants me to dance. It ain't happening. Give Patrick a big hand, huh? I love that he's always fired up, and it's a genuine. By the way, some people fake that passion. Some people fake being fired up, which is nothing wrong, right? Tony Robbins talks about changing your emotion creates emotion. Well, it's more than that. It's motion creates emotion. It's not emotion creates emotion. You got to be in motion. Patrick's always in motion. He's an incredible leader. I want you guys to put your hands together for Patrick Tissant. Hey. And no, I'm not dancing. I did that last night in the pool, and I got yelled at by a lifeguard. We've already been through that. Ooh. Vegas VIP and now Miami. Oh my gosh, at least there's no lifeguards because it'll be out on a boat. I want to welcome our next speaker to the stage. She's from the great state of Texas. Yeah! Everything's bigger in Texas. She does an amazing job. She's going to talk about longevity wins. By the way, in our fast food society nowadays, our fast, everybody wants it right now, right? They want food fast, they want DoorDash fast, they want instant success, they want instant gratification, they want social media, they want to flip through Instagram. I was in a helicopter, this is a true story. I don't know where, I think my wife's having a, by the way, my wife is awesome. Loves being at these events. My wife and I say this humbly, I was with a dear friend in Florida a few years ago. We were flying from Sarasota. We left Sarasota down to, he has an island. True story, a buddy of mine. Those copters, by the way, helicopters like 10,000 parts all trying to come apart at the same time. I'll never forget being with his daughter in their helicopter, and he says, and my wife's sitting there. My wife's very low key. For those of you who met her, she's very humble. And his daughter, Kinsey, I was like, oh, you're taking video outside of Daddy's helicopter? She goes, if it didn't happen on the gram, it didn't happen. Instagram, if it didn't happen on the gram. I'm like, what? I've never forgot that a few years ago. If it didn't happen on the gram, it didn't happen. We live in an instant society. Does this make sense? Instant gratification. For her, it was showing the world that she was in Dad's helicopter. You know what my instant gratification is? Us building a multi-billion-dollar company, us changing lives all over the world, and I believe that can happen instantly with the right leadership and the change of mindset, and it's not an instant gratification thing. It's a true thing with long-term success with the right leadership and personal development. That's what today's about, and our next speaker is gonna be talking about longevity frickin' wins. Why does longevity win? What does it mean? I want you to welcome to the stage from Dallas, Texas, Amy Lefit.
When I started in this profession, I was in my mid-20s. I had just gotten out of an abusive marriage. I was working full-time, I was going to school full-time, and I was commuting 2 hours a day. And my type A was just crazy enough, I decided to add something else, network marketing. It's gone on to be really my golden ticket and given me just an amazing life, and I just love the journey that I've been on. And so I'm gonna talk a little bit today about sustainable success. I hope you guys have a pen and paper handy. Okay, so the first thing I wanna talk about is the energy you bring to the business. How many of y'all are excited right now? Are you motivated? You ready to go home and go to work? Okay, well, what's gonna happen a month from now on a random Tuesday and you're not excited? How are you gonna build your business then? Have you ever done that? Have you ever called your leader and said, I'm not inspired, I'm not excited, I called you? I've gotten calls like that. So I want you to think about building your business from a place of calm, grounded energy, from a place of certainty. When I say certainty, think about where that hits inside of your body. When I think certainty, it hits in my chest. It's like, ooh, it's like strength. I want to build my business from certainty, and it's a much calmer place to be. It also allows you to have a little bit more intention in your business. You can calmly make decisions, you can evaluate. All of those different things come into place. So consistency beats intensity. And I'm gonna flip this slide, so start at the bottom. We're gonna talk about identity first. Identity is going to help everything else come together. A couple years ago, I realized I'd worked out my whole life since I was 14 years old, but I wanted to be a little bit more consistent, and so I changed my identity as an athlete. Because an athlete goes to the gym, Colleen Olitsky's shaking her head. They go to the gym every day. They don't think about it. It's not a question if they're gonna go. And so when I changed that, guess what happened? My actions started to shift. And the cool thing about our brains is they're very neuroplastic. And so as you start to make shifts, your brain will go along with it. It's not instant, but as you continue to make those changes, you'll start to notice that. The other thing is you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. So set the goals are really good, but then what habits are gonna support those goals? And actually, the habits are the daily activity that are gonna keep you focused on all of it. So I always like to talk about this. I actually joke sometimes how I'm a turtle. I'm a tortoise. Because if you're consistently a tortoise for your career and then occasionally choose to be a hare, you can actually have a very successful business. I've watched a lot of millionaires speak on this Eric Worre stage, and Eric Worre asked them, how did you do it? And many of them went on runs. They didn't do runs all the time. In fact, some of them have only done a couple of runs in their whole entire career. But just by doing a couple of runs, you can change the trajectory of your business. So it's not about having to be a hare all the time, because when I first started and I was in my 20s, I did that, and I burned myself out, and I had adrenal fatigue, and that's a whole thing. So it's so much better this way. If you want to take really quick a screenshot of this, Damian Fieri has an amazing 90-day run. It's one of his signature talks. You can go look it up on YouTube. And I pulled this off because it's really amazing. He talks actually about making a list of 1,000 people, but start with 100, and you voice memo them. So if you need something to start with, that's great. Also, Eric Worre has a really great Recruit 20 and 30. So you can look any of those up on YouTube, whatever speaks to you. But definitely go on a run, chat with your leader, make sure you get that going. We're about to have all the fall runs coming into place, and Daniel Piku put everything in place for us to be successful. Last but not least, we build our business in 4 seasons of farming. And so if you notice in every single one of these seasons, there is maintenance. You're planting, and then you're growing, you're harvesting, and then you're maintaining. So if you do this, you can have not only sustainability, but also success. Thank you, guys.
Give Amy a big hand. She is awesome. By the way, tortoise or the hare, I'll take the tortoise all day long, not the hare. I've seen a lot of hares in this business. By the way, hare is another term for rabbit. Seen a lot of, I'm the fastest, I'm gonna be the quickest. Watch my feet, I'll be 6-star in 6 weeks, then they just vanish week 7. Anybody seen those people? I'll take the tortoise. I'll take the turtle all day long. Get them in, keep them in, move them along. We're growing people, moving them along. I'm very, very proud. Give Amy Lefit another big hand. Our next speaker is going to talk about why at such a young age, that's correct, at such a young age, why she's so fired up and passionate about this business. Christine Peterson's an amazing, amazing leader. She just moved from the great state of Colorado, where I was born and raised. She just moved with her husband, David. He's the former CEO of Amtrak, by the way, the train company. Harvard graduate, smart guy. And to see his love and support for his wife is humbling. It's amazing. But they just moved from Colorado back to Houston, Texas, because there's over 7.5 million people in Houston. There's millions more around Texas, but she says, Daniel, we're gonna take it over. And when she says that, she means it. We just announced the Power Days, first thing this morning, 5 cities. Christine says, Daniel, I'll commit to go to all 5. That's a freaking leader. When she said that, I was like, what? She says, I'll be at all the events with my teams. We'll be there, we'll be plugging in, starting with Salt Lake City. We're gonna do this. I wanna welcome to the 3 stage, my dear friend from the great state of Colorado / used to live in Florida and now lives in Houston, Texas. Please put your hands together for a legend in our industry, Mrs. Christine Peterson.
up? Aren't you fired up? Yes, happy Saturday. You know, I say that every day to people. I get in the elevator now. I just moved from Colorado, as David, that's my husband, Daniel said. I used to live in this beautiful home up here in the mountains, all paid for and just outstanding. But every day I'd watch all the deer come by and look at my window, and then they'd look at, why are you in that glass cage? Why don't you come out here? I thought, yeah, why am I in here? You know, but I am free, and I'm so fired up to be moving to Houston because we have a lot to do. And why do I love this industry? Wow, I've been in the industry 44 years. You know, I was born in World War II. Can you believe that? You're thinking, how old is she? Well, you know, a woman will tell her age, will tell anything, so what do you want to know? I'm 83 years old. But I'm just getting going because Dr. Dan has fabulous products. You know, we're all born with a book given to us with empty white pages, and it is for us to write our story. And so I am not finished with my story. I love this industry. I did everything right in the 40s, the 50s. I went to school, I went to the universities, I became a teacher for 17 years. And then one day I woke up and I said, I'm tired of being poor. But I had attitude. Someone introduced me to this world of networking, and I said, I would never do anything like that. I'm a university graduate. And I was broke. Attitude and broke. Is that ridiculous? But then they showed me the possibilities of what can be done. I thought, you can do this. You can have freedom. You could be home with your daughter. You can make this kind of money, but you could change the world. I said, wow, I'm going to try it. Why not? I didn't know what to do, but I said, I'm coachable. I started creating leaders. I joined a company, and then I moved to Houston, Texas. It's almost like full circle, and I started changing lives. I thought, I love this. There's nothing more empowering to help people. And what I love about the industry, it doesn't matter what, if you're 18 or older, what color, what race, what language, doesn't matter. If you're 83 years old, you still have a chance. And I'm here for all those people that think it's all over. No, you're just beginning. Don't you think that my friends think that I am crazy? You know, I mean, they'll say to me, why don't you come to the party? Why don't you come over? And I said, oh no, I've got some phone calls I have to make this evening to Malaysia and to Taiwan and Indonesia. And they go, what? What are you doing? I said, well, I'm building a business. What? Don't you want to come out and play golf? Don't you want to just hang out? I said, no. I said, I have a lot more to do in my life. I'm living another 20 years and I have a lot to do, and we're going to change the world. Now, you can come with me or you can stay or whatever, and those right people will show up. But along your journey, you will have those naysayers. How many of people have told you you're crazy? Did you have some ex-husbands? Ex-wives? Yeah, I had one too. Yeah. Sometimes you kiss frogs, then you find a prince, you know? But I had one that was always making me, you know, well, what did you spend the money on today? Well, I spent $20 at Walgreens. Well, what was it for? Well, how much was the toothpaste? What was this? And I'm going, are you kidding? Really? Well, after 9 years, that was over. I said, no more of that. But you know, success is the sweetest revenge. And I want you to remember this today. Guess what? He was a pilot. When I married him in Japan, I was a DOD teacher. I was always adventurous. I went over there. My daughter was made in Japan, you know? And he has a red Corvette, fighter pilot, you know, motorcycle, Top Gun. But he got over there, he changed. He got home and he became an airline pilot. Well, that's okay. So as I moved up into my other platform and became very successful, he really didn't know much about, except he knew that I was in this other platform. And just by divine intervention, he was flying in an airplane, and the other co-pilot, he was the captain, and the co-pilot said, well, they were talking. There's no place to go, so they just talk in the airplane, you know. And he said, well, what does your wife do? And he says, oh, my wife's in this other platform. I mentioned the name. He said, oh, really? Well, my ex-wife was in that, is in that company. He said, really? Maybe I know her. What's her name? He says, well, Christine Peterson. He says, oh, my God, you really screwed up. Oh, my God. She just made $150,000 last month. I'm sure he was ready to crash the airplane, you know. So I don't care if anybody, don't let anybody rain in your parade. Don't let anybody stop you. You've heard of all these wonderful speakers today to set your goals, to do this and that. But I love this industry. You're free. If you're a single mother or you want more and you want to help your grandchildren, we are here to be empowered to help the world. I'm still getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't have hours. I mean, sometimes I'll hear somebody say, you call their telephone, my business hours are from 9 to 5. I go, red alert, this is not a 9 to 5 job. This is, I'm taking calls at midnight. I'm here for my people. I have one mission, to help my people become successful. I love my people. I am in the field with them. I'm up in the morning at 6 o'clock, walking down the elevator, 32nd floor now, with all the people from Iran and Jordan and every place and every which way, and I'm saying, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, you know, and I get back and I get in the Zoom and I say, good morning. Good morning. How's everybody today? Let's go. What's going on? Every single morning, Monday through Friday, to empower my people, because I have one mission, to build leaders. I'm a big game hunter. I'm looking for people that want to join the movement to create the biggest billion-dollar company in the history of mankind. I am a disruptor. Yes. And so is Daniel. We're the crazy ones, aren't we? Are we the crazy ones? Why not? It's more fun. It's a lot more fun to be crazy and not have rules. And the older you get, you can break all the rules. You know, you can do anything you want. Don't let anybody define your success. But I can tell you, we haven't seen anything yet. This Daniel Pico, I mean, is he amazing or what? I mean, like, I mean, the biggest disruptor in the world. I'm all in with you, Daniel Pico, Dan, and Dr. Dan, and Nikki, who takes care of me at midnight. Blah, blah, blah. Now, and she's there, yeah, just I'll call, da, 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 da. You know, we have a VIP when you get to 3-star Pro, so you want to do that for sure. But the point is, every single one of you has great seeds of greatness. Get up. Get out of your seats and stand up and become who you're supposed to be. Don't give me these wimpy little, I can't do it, I've got kids. You know, use the kids as your reason. You know, I don't know. I mean, really, that is ridiculous. You just find all these stupid excuses because you're afraid. You're afraid of moving. If I'm 83 years old and can do this, so can you. What's your excuse? I can have every excuse in the world. I could say, I'm too old. I mean, Antoinette and Kimberly and Janelle and Irene and Jackie, all these wonderful leaders that I have coming up, and all of them right here, and Karen and all of our people saying, oh my gosh, you know, what are you doing? And I said, we're going to make this a movement, and we're going to change the world. There is no excuses. Just remember that. Don't buy into it. And that person, maybe that ex-husband or somebody, that your neighbor or somebody, you go, yeah, I'm still doing that thing. I'm still doing that thing, and my story's not written. And at the end of the journey, you'll pass the story on to your children to be the example of what can be done. No retirement. Antoinette said, well, you're moving out of the mountains. Hey, you come to Dallas. I said, what, do you got a place? She says, oh, here, there's this home they cook for you. I looked at it, I said, oh my God, they're just going, I said, are you thinking I'm going there to that home? I am not going to that home at all. I have a lot more living to do, and I'm changing the world. Thank you. I love you.
When she said her ex was gonna crash the plane, I was standing right back there watching. I was dying laughing. Oh, you're the best, Christine. Please give Christine Peterson a big hand. Please. Antoinette's backstage saying, I'm gonna kill her. She says, in a home where they cook for you. And I was standing right next to Antoinette laughing. That's fantastic. Oh, that's so, Christine was so good. Our next speaker is one of the reasons, a big reason of why Pennsylvania is number 5, by the way. She's gonna talk about leading from the front. I've been to her area with Holly DeMont on 2 different occasions, and she is an absolute rock star. By the way, she always qualifies. She was on the VIP party bus last night. She's actually one of the people that kept me up super late. Another one to add to that Patrick Tissant list and the Ferrari. I can go down the list. It's a long list. I'm keeping track. Joanna Bura does an incredible job. She qualified for the recent rewards trip to the Turks and Caicos and Bahamas. She qualified for last night's VIP. She always qualifies. She goes out and she leads by example, which is why her topic is leading from the front. Please put your hands together for future 6-star Joanna Bura.
Hello, everybody. Speaking of after Christine Peterson, it's insane. Thank you, Daniel. Standing here today is insane and surreal because in many ways, this is where my American story began. 30 years ago, I came to this country with almost nothing. I had 1 suitcase, I had a heart full of dreams, and I had a hope that there is a better future for me somewhere here. I left my family, I left my friends, I left my language, I left everything that was familiar to me. And where did I land at? Right here in Las Vegas. At that moment, I couldn't even imagine that one day I'm gonna be standing here on this stage among incredible leaders and sharing a little bit of my own story. When I was asked to speak about leading my local markets and attracting leaders that are committed as myself, I asked myself a question: how did this really happen? How did I get to this space? And I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't overnight, and it wasn't easy, and it's not because I had all the answers. It's because every single day I choose myself and to work on myself. And now I know that you cannot lead other people if you don't learn how to lead yourself. Coming to a new country taught me resilience. You know, building my businesses, raising my family taught me discipline. And the life taught me that growth happens not in your comfort zone. It's when you keep going and facing challenges. And I had my moments. You know, I doubt in myself. There was a lot of fear. And there was a lot of moments that I thought, gosh, like just quitting would be easier. Here you go. But you know what? The leaders that you attract into your business, or people to your life in general, are always reflection of the leader you became or the person you are. So if you're looking for leaders that are committed, you have to be yourself deeply committed. If you're looking for people and leaders on your team, they have vision, you have to live in this vision. Building local markets wasn't for me about convincing people. It was about becoming a person that they can grow with. So I invested in relationship. I invested in learning. I invested in showing up consistently for myself. I invested in coming out of my own comfort zone over and over and over again. And I show my leaders on my team not only the successes, but I was sharing with them my fears, the obstacles, and lessons that I was learning. Because the people on your team, they want the real you. They want the authentic you. And they're watching you. Even when you fail, they're watching you, how you're gonna get yourself up and keep going. For me, leading is not about standing in front of people and telling them what to do. It's about showing them that things are possible. You know, that every day is a choice. Then you can choose comfort zone, or you can choose growth. You can choose excuses, or you can look for solutions. You can live in fear, or you can face it. And the leaders on my team, they're not attracted to title. They're really attracted to my energy, what I'm sharing, what we're building together. And I can't be more proud of them. And they inspire me as much inspire them. Because we grow together. We help each other. We lean on each other. We inspire each other. And we celebrate together. And that's how you build the local markets. That's how you build the community. So don't look for perfect people. You know, become yourself the right person. And the people and the leaders gonna come to your business and your life. Work on yourself every day. Keep pushing. You know, invest in your mindset and lead by example. So yes, Daniel, thank you so much for incredible VIP experience yesterday. You know, I remember like today, I was sitting on Thursday morning and looking at this challenge. He said, bring 10 new customers. And I thought to myself, I'm going for it, and nothing gonna stop me. Nothing gonna stop me. And I reached out to 10 customers. I told them what we have. I share from my heart. And by afternoon of next day, I signed all of them. Oh boy, that felt so good. But you know what felt good? That those people are gonna put the products in their body. And that my team is watching me because I lead by example. So when I came to this country for opportunity, you know, I learned along the way that the greatest opportunity is not in the businesses or places, that the greatest opportunity is you becoming the best version of yourself and becoming the person that you never thought you're capable of. Thank you.
Give Joanna a big hand. Okay, guys, you ready for this? We're gonna do 2 quick giveaways. Who wants to win something? From around the world, we're gonna do 1 virtual, 1 in person. It's a nicer gift, the in person. You know why? Because you're in person. You spent the money to come here. But the virtual is awesome too. We're gonna blow up the chats. I'm gonna watch the chats for 30 seconds. Who wants to win an iPad? It's only virtual. Let's blow up the chats. We're gonna be picking somebody. Woo! The most creative comment inside of 15 seconds wins. Look at all these people from all over. This is sick. Carol does. Yes. Sirens, let's go. Look at these chats, how fast. Let's go. I want to win the gift. Rock this. Guess what? Scott Lewis, you are our winner of the iPad. Scott Lewis. What's our next gift? Let's bring out the next gift, my friends. Scott, this is yours. This is your iPad. We're gonna be sending it to you. Congratulations. By the way, there's more giveaways this afternoon. You're gonna wanna stay tuned all afternoon for some more giveaways. Next up, what do we got here? Is that a MacBook Pro? Wow. Who wants to win a MacBook Pro? I need a new computer. I heard I'm new. I heard it's mine. Okay. Who here has traveled the farthest to be in Las Vegas? That's amazing. Where? What about Canada? What about Canada? Canada. What about Canada? Canada. Atlanta? D, you win. She came from Canada, which is really the party, the hat on top of the party. You know what I'm saying? D, where's D? You win. Let's go, D. I get to randomly select somebody. She does an amazing job. Her and her husband qualified for the last trip. They're rock stars. You just got a MacBook Pro, my friend. I appreciate you. You're welcome. Our next speaker, put your hands together. By the way, I'm just gonna say this. I was just in Dallas with her 3 weeks ago. She absolutely killed it. And I love Christine Peterson's leadership, but you are who you hang around. And I believe Antoinette, from learning from Christine Peterson, it's a big reason why Antoinette's had the success that she has. She's an absolute rock star. We rocked it 3 weeks ago in Dallas, Texas. She's gonna rock the 3 International stage today. I want you to put your hands together. By the way, she's like Patrick Tissant level fired up. Like she's like the female version of Patrick. She's like Mach 2 with her hair on fire, right? Like she talks like 160 miles an hour with like wind gusts up to 200, you know what I'm saying? Please welcome to the stage, Antoanette Whittington Staten.
dance though. Y'all, I come from Catholic school. We just like looked cute. But hello everyone. I am so excited to be here today. And I'm here to talk about being positive. Now, I want to tell you guys, do you know where it started? It started from my mother and my father. First thing I want to do today is honor the best mother and the best father and the best sisters and the best cousins and the best family. You guys, do you know it starts with the family? So when I listen to everyone today talk about the family and being home, it starts at home first. And then it starts with a great leader, Christine. You know, Daniel hit it right on the nose. But I want to go back. I want to go back 25 years. I want you guys to understand something. I just didn't know. I didn't know that there was a world like this. I didn't know that I had a choice because my mother, my father, my family taught me that I had to work hard because I had an obligation to grow the same beautiful family. You see, I'm just a second-generation immigrant. My parents didn't go to college, but my parents worked hard to send all 4 girls to college. They did everything so that we had everything. And so for me, I wanted to repeat that. And so I thought the only way to do that was to go to the corporate world because that's all we knew, right? That's all we knew. And so I was 15, working hard. Now, differently than others, I loved what I was doing. I loved to work. I loved working 70 hours a week. I loved traveling. I loved everything except for, as the moms know, missing events with my kids. But you know what? Here's the other thing that I didn't know. I didn't know that 45 years ago, in one more week, that God would bless me with the most incredible man. I will tell you guys, my husband and I will be celebrating 45 years. And I met him when I was 1. But I will tell you that my husband, differently than most of you, he raised my kids. I worked 70 hours a week. He worked a full-time job, but he did all the cooking, the cleaning. He even did my daughter's hair. And I thought this was our life. This is what I had to do until I met Christine Peterson. And I met Christine 25 years ago. And I'll never forget, she said to me, Antoinette, you can change your life, but you must give me 10 hours. Christine, I don't have 10 hours. I have a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, a husband, church, sports, everything. What? She says, please listen to me. How many people have said to you, please listen to me? And she said to me, Antoinette, just give me 10 hours. That was 25 years ago. Christine, until 3 years ago, never made a dime. She just mentored me. She loved me. She just told me that it was going to be okay. 2014, most of you know the reason I'm here. My son, Dylan, collapsed. And she says, Antoinette, you see what I told you? Because I was able to take 5 years and not work and just focus on my son because you told me to listen to you. Because of you, I have freedom, I had flexibility, I had it all. I want to thank all of you here, but I want you to really know the reason I'm positive is because you need to let everyone know. You need to let everyone know there's another life, there's a community like this, And unless you let them know, they could be missing out. So I am positive because I want everyone to know. Thank you.
I love her confidence. How good was Antoinette, huh? Who would like to have personally sponsored her into three? Raise your hand. Are you guys asleep? Who would like to have Antoinette as her personal? Somebody does. And there's more Antoinettes out there. Maybe right here in Las Vegas. You have to be willing to open your mouth and share. Seriously. I want you guys to give Antoinette a big hand. She did an amazing, amazing job. Our next speaker has come in and just absolutely nailed it. She's got a few years of industry experience. And I remember being on the phone with her. And she said to me, Daniel, I don't think I'm gonna do it again. I'm not gonna do this industry. Just don't wanna do it. And then she changed her mind. We had a couple conversations. She asked all the right questions. Tell me about Three, tell me about the science. Let's talk rewards plan, let's talk corporate team. She knew what to ask. She came in here just a few short months ago and she's torn the cover off the ball. She's doing an absolutely amazing job. She's a ton of fun to be around. She was on the last rewards trip with Charity and I. We just all had a blast together. I want you to put your hands together for future 6-star Melissa Burgoyne.
If you had told that woman on the left that one day she'd be standing on a stage like this, she never would have believed you. Not because she didn't have dreams, but because she had no idea what she was capable of. I'm not here because I built a multi-million-dollar business once. I'm here because 6 months ago, I decided to join Three and show the world and myself that I could build it all again, but better. And what I learned along the way is that momentum doesn't just happen. It's not handed to you. Momentum is something that you have to build intentionally. My name is Melissa Burgoyne, and people call me MB. And 8 years ago, I was a middle school teacher living paycheck to paycheck. I was finishing my principal certification, and when I found this industry, I felt really guilty investing in myself. So I did what any woman would do. I walked in my closet, and I found my wedding shoes sitting on a shelf collecting dust. And I took them, and I sold them on eBay for $300 in order to bet on myself. And someone in this audience remembered that story from years and years and years ago. She didn't remember my name, and she didn't remember where I lived, but she remembered the way that story made her feel. Become a master storyteller, because the story that you're afraid to tell today could be the reason that someone finds you and remembers you and changes your life tomorrow. If you want to have momentum in this business, you have to be obsessed. Obsessed not with the rank, and obsessed not with the paycheck, but obsessed with the grind. Have you ever met Daniel PQ? Spend 5 minutes with that guy, and you will instantly know that he is absolutely obsessed with every single thing he does, except learning my name. He's still working on that one. Momentum rewards speed, and energy is real. And having that obsession isn't just about the obsession, it's about consistency, which you've heard over and over today, but it's also about mindset. There's a story of two door-to-door salesmen. They wake up one day and they look out the window, and the first one sees it's raining. And he goes, it's raining, I'm not gonna get any sales today. And he goes back to bed. And the second one wakes up and he looks out the window and he sees that it's raining, and you know what he says? Woo, it's raining. Everyone's gonna be in their house, and I'm gonna go knock on doors, and they're gonna answer it, and they're gonna be excited for the message that I have. And he goes out. Which one are you? Your business doesn't stop growing because you run out of opportunity. Your business stops growing because you run out of having new conversations. Look, I could stand up here for hours and talk about this topic, but I've got like a minute left. At the end of the day, the message is the same. You can't keep recycling the same conversations over and over to the same people and wondering why your business isn't growing. If you're not getting in front of new people, it's going to stall at best. Most people see the word follow up and they immediately think of their customers, their system, their binder, their spreadsheet. And look, those systems matter, because you don't want people to fall through the cracks. Follow up, build a relationship, yes. I love Dr. Dan. Is he in here? Our products are incredible. They're the best of the best. But I'm gonna say something a little bit controversial. Our best product isn't on the website. It's right here in this room. It's our leadership team. It's our community. It's our opportunity. It's the momentum that this company is about to experience because of all of you. That's our best product. So if you're following up and you're only talking about the products, what are you doing? You have to tell every single person you talk to that there's an actual opportunity here, or you're missing out. Let's do a little question quick. Raise your hand if you joined Three International before you ever tried one of our products. Look at that. Look around the room right now. We're worried about following up with customers, and the next six-figure earner, the next leader, is out there looking for an opportunity before they even try our products. Some of you have looked at this stage, or you've been watching from home, and you are dreaming about one day being up on this stage. And I hope you are. But oh my goodness, I hope you dream even bigger. Because I want you to imagine for a second that instead of seeing yourself on this stage, you see 5 of your teammates. If that doesn't excite you more, then you are in the wrong business. I don't want to be the rapper under these lights. I want to be the record label who helps produce the rappers. You coming with me? It's easy to look at someone's chapter 8 and compare it to your chapter 1. We've heard that today. You've heard the line, the easiest way to crash a car is to look in the other lane. Some of you have thoughts in your head wondering, am I enough? Is it too late? What will people think of me? I get it, I do, because remember, I was that woman on the left. The difference isn't that I became fearless. The difference is that I decided that the life ahead of me was worth so much more than the opinions of those standing behind me. So wherever you are in your journey, you keep showing up. You keep telling your story. You keep telling people about these people in this room. Because momentum isn't something that happens to a lucky few. Momentum is something that happens because ordinary people decide to build it intentionally and obsessively. Thank you for welcoming me home.
How awesome was Melissa? I love when she started, she said, it doesn't matter what I did before, because 6 months ago I made a decision to go build it bigger than ever. That's real leadership. Too many people use a story from the past. Who cares what you did? I've been in network marketing 32 years. Well, you haven't done shit in 3. That's embarrassing. Maybe you had a bunch of success for 29 years. I ain't seen nothing. Melissa came in and knocked the cover off the ball. Sorry, I said the S word, by the way. I'm gonna have to donate $100 to my wife because all proceeds go to charity. I apologize, babe. Sorry. I'll get a lecture. Did you say that? Then she'll be like, can I get a copy of the recording, please? I'm just teasing. But on a serious note, I love that Melissa made the decision and said, let's go do this, and she's done it. It's incredible. By the way, I want to clarify one thing. I always try to remember everyone's names. I call her Michelle, not Melissa. And by the way, I never want to throw our leaders under the bus and de-edify them. But there's a gentleman named Chris Hardy that lives in North Carolina. And I just want to tell a story for 20 seconds. I was on the cruise with my wife. We were sitting at this table. Melissa and I got to meet for the first time. She brought a friend of hers with her. I'm talking to them, and she says, Daniel, guess what Chris Hardy does? It's the very first, we're doing this leadership Zoom, and he's been at the beach, and he's been out on a boat, and it's 6 p.m., and she's got all her leaders on this Zoom, and there's Chris and Jen. Jen's innocent. Don't ever blame Jen for Chris's stuff. Anyways, so she says, my leaders are on the Zoom, and it's 6 p.m., and you know, Chris jumps on. He's been at the beach getting his tan on. Hopefully he had a hat on because he's bald. Anyways, he's doing his thing, jumps on the Zoom, and he says, hey, I want to introduce one of my great leaders, Michelle. Don't ever do that. There's a lesson in this. Her name's Melissa. So for the last couple months, every time I see her, I say, Michelle, you're an absolute rock star. Melissa Burgoyne, give her a big hand, please. Okay. 2 housekeeping things. Number 1, the store's open. The store is that way. Go that way for the store. Number 2, for our live audience around the world, set your iPhone or your Samsung, your timers on your phone to 45 minutes. Please log back in 45 minutes. We're gonna take a break, guys, about 55 minutes max. Log in 45 minutes. We have food for you on that way. Store that way. Food, Mediterranean, delicious food that way. Love you guys. We'll see you in a little while.